because Ground Zero cannot bring out the Punisher. Bethany making a good choice there, and at the same time, oh wait, sorry, did I?
Wait,
I apologize. I said that.
did, yeah,
I said that
hang
the
on.
other way around. Wait a minute.
did.
Wait. Ground Zero banned out the Punisher and then protected it. What are you doing, Bethany? That was your problem last game.
Yeah, this exact same thing I believe happened last map as well. I'm looking at this and I was basically seeing the exact same bans and protects from Ground Zero. Nothing has really changed. Depends on not here if they ban the Storm again as well, which they did last time. While comparatively, Bethany, I believe the Cloak and Dagger is different to last time. I don't think that was the ban that they went with. It's going to be Psylocke, not Storm. So a bit of differences, bit of changes coming up here. Maybe it's because we're on Convoy this time, on Yggdrasil Path.
Oh, Yggdrasil Path's going to be a good one. Jag on the Captain America again. Is it time? Do we finally get the freedom charge that leads these Avengers to victory? We're going to see soon. But Potato on the Ultron. Oh. And that, look at it. Do you see it? That's a triple strategist lineup hovering right now from Bethany. That's going to change the tide. That is a good composition. Very well known to be done by Kanga Esports.
Not only is Bethany hovering the triple strategist, I believe Ground Zero, I just saw it at the end, was also hovering triple strategist too. Of course though, when you are on a tag, you can change it last minute. You can have a little bit of a sneak peek of what the defenders are playing and you can go back to spawn and switch whenever you want. So really, the defenders have to lock in and be absolutely sure of what they want to play. Ground Zero, starting a defense, are not... wait, they are locking in the triple strategist. They are running Ultron on this map.
Ooh, you want to know why? Because they're taken to the skies and they're going to get that metal firestorm going with the potato on the Ultron and so much presence that can come from a very enabled with the drone, with, of course, the snowflake as well from Lunar Snow. It's going to give Liam a lot of firepower in the sky. We could see a torch really burn it up this time around.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to see the Torch versus Torch, Ultron versus Ultron. A bit of the similar back of the team with also I'm seeing two Mantises as well, but 6 getting the first pick on Jag. This could be a pretty quick one once again. 6 on Ultron is going to be actually really interesting considering the fact that they protected the Punisher. So, you know, they're not playing Punisher even with that protect.
So much healing going out from Maddie on the Mantis right now, holding that corner very confidently, feeling very strong. As we can see, the Rage of Ultron is ready to go from Bethany, returning the favor on the other side. 6 is almost there again with the Rage of Ultron themselves. KO as Dude takes out Jag. There goes a Vanguard, down and out right there, trying to hold the backline. It's not getting as much effective use as they need. Emma Frost put on the back foot, captured out by Dude. Fire Slam, taking out Bubble from FMCL. And that will turn it up right now as Bethany's being pushed into the corner, trying to get back into spawn, regroup. But a bit of a fighting chance on the sidelines here, playing to terrain. But that building is getting blasted by Ground Zero right now as they are burning it up right there. And we're going to see these drones just there enabling FMCL, free flying like a true phoenix in the skies. And that is the way you want it as we go into this next matchup, which could blast off with the Rage. Oh, there it is!
What?
Fire Slam into the Strangling Prison. FMCL picks up Bolka. That's the one. So I see going into it. Is King Bob's taken down. What else are they going to do in this fight?
Out comes all the support, the strategist ults, as well as Maddie AF tries to keep all the team alive, but it doesn't matter as Duo with the Meteor takes Potato. Maddie as well gets one on Soupy. Ground Zero looking absolutely dominating. The convoy, the vehicle, has not been able to pass this corner. They are holding it right here at spawn. And Jag, who's trying to flank onto the back lane, trying to get anyone who is vulnerable. But they are not able to as the team. Ground Zero work together and take down Jag. They turn on that Vanguard. And Jag now back into spawn, have to regroup. There are 2 strategist ultimates available for Bethany. Oink and Bubble do have them online and ready to go. So they could be pushing up forward here soon.
Oh, I see somebody getting sneaky on the flank there, but it doesn't matter because we've got Duke, the Dunk Master out here. Already taken out Soupy, who used the Sonic Seduction too early. Fire Tornadoes going out, the Luna's dancing up a storm. There it is right now as the fate of both worlds are in favor of the Ground Zero right now. Even though there's fire everywhere, they're calm, cool, and collected. going into this fight. I feel like there's two fights going on. We see flankers on the side, but they're not getting a value. But there it is, the supernova from Liam in the back line. The tornadoes are burning up. Dupe's stuck in the corner. The terrain is getting blasted away. Is it going to be an extermination starting up from Potato in the skies on the raging Ultron? There it is right now. Jay goes back in the line. Goes for the strategist. Maddie's on the back foot. Takes out King Ball. That's the KO on the back. Oh my days. Oink right now, trying to get it. Gets another pick. That's another 1, 2, 3 in favor for Bethany right now, as they're feeling confident, as they turn the tides, as they start pushing and getting some meters in their game, feeling confident good right now, as they finally won a fight against Ground Zero on Yggdrasil path. But a portal is about to go off.
Yeah, with only 30 seconds left, Bethany wants to try and get rid of as much of the time as possible, and they do successfully get the portal off. They are there and ready, but Ground Zero are the one that is winning this fight. Bethany might not even be able to cap the first point with only 14 seconds left, and all of their members are back in spawn. 10 seconds. They're going to have Oink on the portal themselves to try and touch in time. Oink, I believe, may have gotten the portal ready with 2 seconds left. Are they able to touch? No! Oink did not get a portal in time. They will not be touching. Bethany has been stopped in their tracks just meters away from that first checkpoint.
Ooh. Ooh, I would love to see the scoreboard right now, because the stats are probably crazy coming out from the amount of damage that Dupe has blocked and Zenstar. The Vanguards just held Bethany back so much right there. Barely touching that first gate, not even getting a chance to play further into the map, which means Ground Zero, they're feeling confident right now. They're on the front foot. They have so much time, 5-6 minutes to just push a third of the map. It's looking tough for Bethany right now. You're going to need some crazy defense. Maybe the triple strategist just isn't enough firepower. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to see right now. Are they going to be able to hold it just the same? Or are Ground Zero going to take map 2?
Now that Ground Zero on attack, we're seeing something different. I don't think we saw Bethany do this before with the strategy of using Rocket while they're in spawn, while they're loading in to get that extra armor for all the teams. Bethany, I'm pretty sure I didn't see them doing it, but it just shows shows a bit more of the experience that Ground Zero has on their team, using all of these little strategies to give themselves a little bit more of an advantage.
Speaking of the strategies again, Rocket, Raccoon, always start off with a rocket, get the armor packs up, get them on the squad, get everyone feeling nice and strong. FMCL picked up another one of those packs. The drone's there again. It's going to be a confident one, as again, the mirror match of the metal and the fire in the sky is happening once again with Ultron and Human Torch. You know, I'd love to see a binary Human Torch skin. That actually might be well suited right now for the amount of duos we've been getting. That'd be cool design. Netties, I hope you hit me up with that skin. I'll buy it day one.
No, that would be absolutely cool. But you know what else is cool? Or maybe not cool? Jag being taken out by Duop immediately. Bethany, though, managing to get, have to try and get further and further away, as now they've lost one of their vanguards. Are they able to make it around the corner as Duop pushes forward? But you know what else is pushing forward? The car, the convoy, the vehicle. It is traveling very quickly. A lot of meterage has been achieved. The CP gets walled off twice now. Somehow manages to just barely survive.
Blocked out of the fight, away from their sustain, but they still manage to survive as the Rage of Ultron kicks off, but is currently focused by the Human Torch. But we do see Potato going high, getting some angles, 6 as well as there. Both Ultrons raging. The question is, whose rage is prime and whose age is it to dominate, with Lee taking out King Bob, going into the skies. It's a firefight in the skies right there. Lee taking out FMCL, turning the favor, turning the tide, getting themselves some defensive positions once again, putting Ground Zero back in spawn. Bethany's got momentum. They're breathing again. They're also charging, but so are Ground Zeroes. Going into this next fight, we're going to see 5 ults ready from Ground Zero against, I believe, only going to be actually 4 from Bethany. Let's see, as Soupy is already here, starting it off, holding it down, but the walls are there to stun him out. And then a massive group, strangling prison, locking him in. The bait of both walls there to nullify that damage. There it sets it up. And there we go. Bethany do capture the goats right now, as we see a boundary dropping from King Bob, giving him enabling. The Sonic seductions are going off. Will it be enough to sustain them? They're all locked in by the Emma Frost right there, but they're going to be pushed out and safely petitioned for Potato on the back line, potentially getting picked. The Pirate Tornado's going off. Supernova's burning up a storm. There it is right there, as everyone's starting up the fight. We're waiting to see who's going to get caught out, but the Rage of Ultron is built again a second time in the same fight. Leaves burning up a storm. Right, see, how are they going to do this? There's a double down, and they're pushing Ground Zero back again.
They're pushing Ground Zero back. Bethany finally I wouldn't say finally, but they did win this fight. They're able to stop the cart once again. 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock. It could get dicey here. Ground Zero now, a bit of pressure being put onto them while they only need to move like 20 meters. It's going to be a hard battle, and FMCL, one of the strong duelists from Ground Zero, lots of damage output, are able to take down Lee. Now Bethany, with one less player on the team alive and available, are going to have to fall back a tiny bit, but somehow they're able to stay alive with the Oink being able to keep everyone alive with the ultimate being used, but King Bob has their ultimate. Boundary up. Ground Zero making moves, making progress as the cart is not able to move just yet as one last member of Bethany tries to hold the ground, and now Potato already on the strange. Portal is going to be ready, but is it going to be in time? With only 1 meter left, I don't know as Sleeve does manage to touch just barely, but where is the portal? There it is, and they're touching, but FMCL gets one, gets two, and it's going to be a fight of the ages as FMCL keeps raining damage as Bubble gets taken out, Potato gets taken out, everyone gets eliminated, and Ground Zero claim the second map in this series.
A second quadra for FMCL in the final fight there. Absolute burning power from the Human Torch, enabled by the drone, enabled by the Snowflake from Luna. Just so much power coming forward from Ground Zero. They were playing the mirror match in the skies, and they had the right format, the right strategies, and of course, the Vanguards there to back them up. Once we saw that group set it up, hit that massive strangling prison, that was all FMCL needed to just dive bomb in. Big fire going everywhere, setting up tornadoes, just going for sparks, always catching Lima from the sidelines. That's why the Torches are the MVPs and SVPs here today. They put in the work, they put it down, and they represented the fire in the skies right there. That's exactly what you wanted. But again, like you said, Ricey, King Bob, the boundaries, they just shut down so much damage output that could have come. Every time we saw a Psionic Seduction, boundary was there. Every time we saw Agamotto potentially coming from at the last fight there, the boundary was set up at the same time. Lunar Snow's there, Fate of Both Worlds, Dancing Up a Storm. Wasn't enough value for the squad right there to get forward. They did have a bit of struggle with that triple strategist lineup. I do feel Ground Zero maybe has just a bit more practice on that format, more confident with their picks. And it goes in favor of them. Ground Zero right now taking that second map.
Yeah, Ground Zero looking very strong as well. I did love the mirror matchup between Human Torch and Ultron on both teams. And it is a strong strategy. That meta, that team formation is pretty strong, having those flyers. And I do wonder if the Punisher Protect coming out from Ground Zero, but still not actually wanting to play Punisher. I understand though, having that Punisher, they maybe wanted to be able to shut down the flyers, seeing Ultron was let through. But maybe they decided that they just wanted to beat Bethany at their own game and just do a flying comp and just beat them at their own game. And it was what happened, essentially. They had very similar lineups, a bit different in the Vanguard, of course, but very similar otherwise, apart from the Vanguards.
Massive presence from, of course, the Torches in the sky. Liam still put up a massive fight against FMCL. I love seeing that Torch matchup. And again, there you go, Zanstari with the massive prison, enabling FMCL to throw so much fire into them right then and there. How excellent was that? We saw the best of the best. We saw the boundaries go up. The Fate of the Both Worlds was there. And when they were not there, they got to burn it up. I will say the Rage of Ultron, such a great ultimate. So much sustain being poured in. You could definitely see the difference in output because most of the time people might use it as an offensive ultimate. It's actually just got so much healing output. Defend your team with that. That's 3 ultimates. Your Boundary, your Fate of Both Worlds, and your Rage of Ultron sustains your team. You're not going down. You're not going down at all in any fight, no matter what they throw at you.
And I love seeing Zanstari on the Groot again. I love the Groot that Zanstari plays. It's very strong. And of course, Duep on Magneto. I'm starting to see these guys like be the same person. Magneto, Dupe. I could never, I'm so sorry, Dupe. And with Zanstari and Groot. They're just like synonyms for me. But we do have one more match coming. So we'll see you guys after this break for our potentially last match of the series.
keeping all those fighting souls. But yet, across the world, I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon. And I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. Night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are set now for a last reunion. Break the chains, find your way, come find me. Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time. We will clash, no matter where. We will fight, pushing across time and space. 'Cause you are my destiny to the end. Do you see the dawn, the flames burning brightly, shining on those memories? And yes, across all time I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn? We can still fight like the wind and fire. And we're not no more. That now is the only time your heart is mine. Light has fallen, darkness grows, and yes, we fight for our destiny and fate. New days smiling for the past and future. Break those chains, lead the way, fight with me. And when you wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals again until the end of time.
We are back with another amazing match, an amazing map coming up soon. We have had an amazing fiery match between 2 Ultrons and 2 Human Torches, and now we're about to go into our third map between Ground Zero and Bethany. But Ground Zero are putting up an amazing fight here against Bethany, dominating 2-0 currently, but it is a best of 5. So will Ground Zero finish the series 3-0, or will we have a potential reverse sweep coming from Bethany?
Ooh, there could always be a reverse sweep. I love a good reverse sweep, but at the end of the day, I want the best team to win at the end of the day. That's the most important thing. Now, on top of that, let's talk facts. Krakoa, domination. Ground Zero takes it. Heading into the second map, Yggdrasil Park, Convoy. Ground Zero takes it. Going into this, what is going to be our third map choice? Of course, Bethany do get losers pick here. Going into potentially convergence game mode. So that's going to change the tide a bit, okay? They might have some unique strategies, maybe take some different angles. They do play flank compositions a lot more often than Ground Zero. I want to see if that's going to be the definition. That's going to be the difference for them to change it and bring themselves on the board, get some points on the board, get a map under their belt. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing right now for them. It's all or nothing now. As you said.
Yeah.
You got to get this map now. Otherwise, Ground Zero run away with the group with the playoff first qualifying round for them, and they're going to be moving on into the semis. It's going to be exciting to see. But that's not our only matchup today, because later we're going to have the Vicious vs Kanga Esports. That's going to be a very cool one, as it's a rematch. Exciting to see that one too.
Yeah, so this is potentially the last map that Bethany can play in the upper brackets. If they lose this map here, if they lose on this convergence map, whatever they choose, they will be heading down into the lower brackets, where it will be absolutely dire. A lot of pressure will be put onto them. If they lose that, they are out of the tournament. And remember, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place will all have different prize pools now that we're in the playoffs. So every single series you can win, the further you are in the standings, the more money you get to walk away with. And also, I believe, the better you can prove yourself to be.
Definitely. Now, I see this matchup so far. What have we been noticing right now? Like, Liam has been a massive standout on Bethany. Big power, but just not enough to get over the line. I feel like they're missing that chance to just get that big team fight, that big blast, that big supernova, of course, to win, because we're seeing the Ultron there just protecting them. We're seeing the Lunas, they're dancing. They're going to give that sustain to the squad. What do they need? Because the bans and picks we're going to go into very soon, it's going to decide it as we head into our next map. Finding out what that's going to be is going to be a very exciting one. As, of course, it's going to be, I believe, Central Park? Empire of the Eternal Night? It's going to Empire of the Eternal Midnight, I should say. Ooh, Dracula. We like that. We like that. It's going to be a good thing to see. Now, it's going to be cool. What are we thinking, YC, going into this? What bans need to change up?
So we've been seeing Ground Zero do the exact same bans in the first and the second map with prioritizing Magneto and prioritizing Magneto for themselves, banning out Magneto for Bethany, and then also banning Loki has been a staple ban for them, as well as trying to keep that Punisher for themselves. Bethany has switched things up a tiny little bit, but yeah, Ground Zero has been pretty stable. Bear with me, Liger. We have flipped sides. Bethany will be starting on defense and Ground Zero will be starting on attack. So, interestingly, Bethany will also be banning out the Magneto. And that means Ground Zero now can protect Emma Frost.
That is exciting. Okay, a bit of a change of the pace. No magnetic forces at play here. The mutants are going to be sad because Magneto will not be playing. But we're also going to lock out the Loki. Once again, the question is, are we going to see it for the third time in a row? Will Bethany also ban the Loki coming into this second ban of theirs? In a momento, we're about to find out. Is Loki going to see the light of day? Or is Loki locked out of love right now? But first, again, the protect coming from Bethany. There we go. Emma's protected. It's going to be a battle of the White Queen on both sides. How exciting is that? Let's see it. Loki ban?
Yep.
Just called it on time. Love to see it. There it is. No Loki today. Maybe next game.
Yep, no Lokis, no Magnetos, and both having Emma Frost. A little bit of a mirror ban and protect at the moment, and it's going to be another mirror with Punisher being banned out by both teams. Both teams probably wanting to fly high in the sky. It is something they're both leaning towards in the last two maps. So no surprise of the Punisher ban by both. Now, the protects that Bethany gets to protect first is going to be Luna. So we have seen Luna being banned quite a few times. I think it was Ground Zero, if my memory serves me correctly, that has been serving out those bans onto Bethany. So that protect was instantaneous from Bethany. Ground Zero, thinking about Psylocke. We saw the Psylocke ban last map as well from Ground Zero onto Bethany. But we've also seen the Storm too. And so they decided to go with Storm.
Ooh, Storm. Locked out of love. Luna Snow protected on both sides. Both teams definitely want to get crazy and dance. Final band coming forward from the... Ooh, who's it going to be for Ground Zero? Who is Ground Zero going to be unable to play? Bethany choosing wisely right now. 10 seconds left. And it's going to be the Torch. Locked out. Done. There it is. I think the Torch last round wasn't fun to go against. But you know what that means? Hela's open. Liam can do the Torch. And 6 is hovering that dangerous Hela. We know 6's Hela is crazy. I believe getting 2 Hexa KOs so far in Ignite. That would be insane to see another one here today.
Yeah, no, that would be absolutely insane. We see, of course, 6 hovering the Hela. We do know 6 is absolutely phenomenal in Hela. We've seen it a lot in group stage. And combined with the Thor, I think is actually a really interesting strategy where, you know, if 6 gets picks, and we have seen 6 get many picks multiple times in a row, that means that FMCL will be able to get that revive, instant revive in the middle of a team fight, which could be pretty huge. Both of these two teams are running the rocket, though, I think just to get the armor, but I don't know if they'll be running it during the actual match yet. It looks like immediately soon.
Yeah, definitely, because we got, of course, you know, Ground Zero, they're still in spawn. They're going to set up those packs, set up the, maybe even a jet pack on FMCL. Eyes on the fact that Wolverine can fly. That's right. So, we see that. We're going to hopefully see Duke on the Emma again. Since sorry, okay, I got to say right here and now, the group Emma is chaos, especially in such tight corners on Dracula's castle. It's going to be a cool one going into this. Let's see as we see Maddie on the Luna this time around, switching up. No C&D available for them. Oinks on the Luna here today as well. The walls are being set up right now. Ironwood walls, the Thorn Slash walls are going to be there as well very soon. And we see it. There it is, flying in the sky, but it's actually Potato on the Wolverine catching them out. FMCL, do they get out of there? Retreating to their team. That could have been a dangerous one for Ground Zero if Potato got that massive jetpack kidnapper off.
Absolutely. I mean, Wolverine with the kidnaps could be quite scary, but ooh, Soupy first one to fall. Ground Zero putting on quite a strong attack, and now with 2-3 player advantage, they're able to start their tick first. Tick has been captured on the point, and they're going for a second, and they are going quickly. Can Bethany get back in time to touch? No, Potato has been taken out. FMCL closing the door, being the body blocker in that door, able to take out anyone who tries to get anywhere close. Now, first point has been captured by Ground Zero in such a dominating fashion. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock, and they're still going in.
Still going in, still absolutely slashing through everything in their sight. FMCL feeling confident right now. Jag's going to try to push them back, get a bit of farm out here, just aiming on Zansari right there, getting a bit of that diamond pressure forward, but we're going to see slashes going now. The question is, who's going to land a big strangling prison from the group right there? That's one, that's two, that's Zansari taking two. Ooh. Then FMCL gets a double on their side as well. 6 getting 1 pick there, and it's going to send Liam running back home to the rest of the team. And Maddie is just going to chill with Ratat Score. Is that the name? I believe Retot scored. I'm mispronouncing it probably, but that's the convoy, the absolute legendary squirrel, the emissary, the messenger. Love to see it going forward as it's moving chill. It's not getting much pressure. It's just moving chill. Ground Zero's holding the doors right now. Bethany is stuck in the castle, nowhere near the convoy.
I must say that is a bit of a toxic combination with 6 on Hella and the shield sitting in front of them from Invisible Woman, but Potato taking down FMCL. This is a massive pick for Bethany. Now that they're up 1 player, they might be able to go in. Potato with an angle, be able to kidnap the Vanguard Soupy. So that's Zansari that was kidnapped, getting dangerously low. Somehow managed to just survive. Now 6 ulting, does have a shield in front of them from, I believe, from Jag, who tried to stop all the damage coming down, successfully negating 6's ultimate, but there are more ultimates coming out, so many of them, and most of them are coming from Ground Zero, with Maddie AF being able to keep everyone alive, but FMCL doing so much damage alongside the Queen.
There are literally levels to this. Dupe on the high ground, hitting the Sonic Seduction at a 45-degree angle down on Bethany right there, forcing them all to look up, and as soon as they look up, there's a Wolverine going low, hitting that massive last stand, and bringing them up, scooping them up, and slamming down for that double KO. Clean start for them, going into this, already pushing into the castle. They've only got 5 minutes now to push just up a staircase into the throne room.
Wow.
It's really in their favor right now.
Definitely. Only 5 minutes. I mean, lots of time. Many minutes. 5 minutes is quite a long time for this final push. Ground Zero do have 2 ultimates in their hands right now. It's going to be the Greet and the Invisible Woman ultimates, which are pretty good, strong ultimates if they were to use them correctly, of course. And Bethany, they'll have 3, so have a bit more of an advantage with the ultimate economy, but will they be able to stop them from going up this staircase in 4 minutes 20? Out comes the invisible bounty from Bob to keep everyone alive, to keep pushing up, to get further, and Zansari also stopping everybody in the path with the vines from the Groots. And it's going to keep going further, but now Bethany trying to stop them with this seduction, with Liam raining flaming tornadoes from the sky. But FMC, what a kidnap! And they both fall down into the pit.
I love that. They knew they were going to win that fight. So he's like, hey, I'm taking you down with me. That's what I expected from FMCL. Just getting that confidence out there. It's like, listen, I might as well reset myself and I'll take one of them with me. Force them to walk back from the throne room. That's the beauty right there. Love, we're having a bit of fun out here. Come on, we can be a bit cheeky in OCE. That's how we do it.
No, indeed. Lots of cheekiness. I love the kidnaps from the Wolverines. Some of them have been pretty strong, pretty game-changing. But with another fight about to approach, Zansari pushing up to try and get some more ground for themselves. If FMCL does have the ultimate available, he's going in hard, being able to try and take as much damage as possible. But now the showtime has started. Maddie is ready to push forward, and so is Oink. Both teams are putting on an absolute show, but 6 is the one that starts this fight out, taking down Bubble. Now 4 ultimates for the side of Ground Zero. Everything is happening right here, right now, in Marvel Rivals. Ignite Oceania. 6 taking down multiple from the skies with 2 minutes, 54, 53, 52 on the clock. They cap the final points.
Ooh, triple KO from 6 at the end there. Confidence. Hella is a disaster pick right now for them. Again, we called it earlier in the day. If Punisher's locked out, what are they going to do? Doesn't matter. 6 has another absolute S tier hero in their arsenal with the Hella. The question is, going forward, FMCL and Potato, the bit of the Wolverine matchup. It's pretty good. It's pretty exciting. Are these bans that they've chosen the wise decision right now? Because again, dupe on the Emma is doing so much work. The Magneto was just as good. Again, I feel like this is the situation with Ground Zero. They're all really good at like maybe 2-3 heroes each to a high degree. They maybe don't have the most diverse hero pool compared to other teams in this game. Other teams in this division. But when it comes to the picks they know them so well, inside out, have probably, I would say, easy 50 hours each on these heroes, especially when it comes to these Vanguards, especially when it comes to strategists. My goodness, they probably got 200 hours out there. The strategist players farm up these queue times. I love it. Always getting in game. But here we go, going into this. We're going to flip it up now. It's really on Bethany. Bethany have to take this to the throne room. They got to take it to Dracula. But Ground Zero, they got plenty of time and a good confident lead to hold this back. And if they hold this at any point in time, they're moving forward.
That is so true. I mean, 2 minutes, 52 seconds on the clock for Ground Zero. If it comes down to the next phase, if Bethany can bring it all the way to the end, Ground Zero has so much time bank. But honestly, Ground Zero doesn't even have to, they're probably not even thinking about that. They're probably wanting to stop Bethany from even capping this first point or capping second or third point as well. They just need to stop them, as you mentioned, at any point in the game. We see Jag on the Captain America once again. I believe Captain America.
Oh,
what? Oh, that is a pretty big pick, I would say, taking out one of the strategists.
FMCL with the grab, throw in Cloak and Dagger off the map. You gotta love seeing it. The wacky Wolverines are still here in OCE. I love seeing it every time.
The one concern I have with that happening is that Ground Zero FMCL does have a little bit longer to walk back compared to Bethany's bubble, but you never know. He may be able to get back in time. He is back in time. Never mind. He's just so fast. And now Jag has been taken up by FMCL. Ground Zero are able to hold this point pretty well, being able to take picks left and right, courtesy of FMCL, of course.
Ooh, there it is right there, slashing up a storm, going once, going twice. FMCL, the rage is there. The Berserker is just getting so much sustain from that. Always taking hits, always dishing hits, always getting that sustain. As we know, the strategists are there. Every time FMCL dives in, they know to just pour all of that sustain into them. Keep them alive, keep them going. But again, we're going to see right now as Zenstari once again has the Strangling Prison ready. Liam's getting into position as well. 6 already has a lock on them. Getting into about half HP. And there it is right now, a grooming right there from Zenstari, locking him in. King Bob gets Potato. That's the Wolverine out of the way. Now Zenstari can move forward, knowing the Wolverine won't be there to shred down the Ironwood walls. King Bob's got a boundary ready. It's going to need to go up, but it's going to be a tough one as we see the Sonic Seduction pushing forward, but it's not enough. Sophie is going to lock out FMCL there. Well-timed counter right there. Big chaos as the tornado goes off and the boundaries are going. Then we see a massive grab from the Wolverine and the cat diving into King Pop. That's a KO right there. Dude manages to take Oink as well. And it's a bit of a triple team fight. It's spread out. Everyone's in the corners, in the corridors of the castle right now. Oh, Jag getting singled out by the 3 of them. 6 on the high ground right now, moving forward, trying to take out Liam. There it is right there, flying into the sky. That's 1, that's 2, that's a double by Zenstari. Once again on the group with the tree trunks flying forward with force like no other. That is a tough fight, but a strong defense from Ground Zero.
6 is very much known for that Hella, and we can see why being able to take down those flying characters, taking down Liam from the sky. It is more of a grounded Human Torch. You can see now Liam playing a bit more safer, playing around the corners, playing around the walls. Very well aware of 6 and the shield that protects. But Dureb now starting this fight off with that's a doctrine, but Jag takes them out immediately. But Groot is there to back up the team and stops everyone in their places. FMCL gets around and takes down 1, 2, 3. Potentially coming up soon. And that is a massive fight once again from Ground Zero with only less than a minute left. Bethany, I'm sure, have to rethink and try and get one more time. They only have 1 or 2 more fights left.
1 or 2 fights left is exactly what they need to keep it going, to keep themselves in the game, to continue what could potentially be the start of a reverse sweep. But Ground Zero are here to, well, live up to their name and keep them grounded and not let them move any further along. KO from Matty AF right there, big pick right there, fighting a Captain America, but he's holding their ground. Big support, big strategist right there, doing the big sustain. As you can see, the Lunar Snow dancing with the fate of the both worlds, as Joe gets King Bob with the KO, even in the dance. Then the Wolverines are jumping around and slashing around. The question is, who is going to take it down? Paul is there to set it up. Bubblecolour gets picked. One gets picked. That's the sustain for Bennett. Bethany shut down right now. Potato gets in. Sorry, that's actually a good pick right there. That's going to give them the power they need. Dupe is going in, going for the diamond form. Hammer arm down. Is it going to be enough? Six is playing around the pillars, trying to get a pick. Gets caught out by Liam on the side. FMCL slashing right now, trying to dive forward and high ground into the big final stand right there, but it doesn't connect and get the value they need. The boundary's up again this time. Will it be enough sustain? As we see a supernova from Lee, burning up the fire tornadoes, placing it on the point, singling him out, taking out King Bob. There's another strategist down. That's what you want, but Dupe returns the favor, taking out Cloak and Dagger. Bubble is feeling the pain. Liam is trying to fight for their life. Six is on the Psylocke right now, trying to get back to point, singling out Liam and pushing him in the corridor with the massive Psylocke play right there. Overtime's kicking up, but it's grabbed by Potato right there. Six is stuck in a corner with a Wolverine that's enraged. And Zenstar is there, trying to get the OT. Do they have what it takes? I think Bethany might have the chance to cap this and stay in the game, but Zenstar makes it on point. Ricey, do they have it? What's going to happen?
Zensar is trying to do their best, but gets choke slammed into the ground. Nobody else can touch in time, and Bethany finally capped the point in a drastically scary last-minute overtime. That overtime lasted forever, but they are finally able to cap with 2 minutes and 20 on the clock. It's already well below what Ground Zero capped in the final point, but they are still in it. They can still make it to the end and have a chance of staying in this upper bracket, but it's looking quite dire. Ground Zero looking extremely strong. 2 maps to the name already in this best of 5. And here we go with another fight as Duep chokeslams, takes down Jack immediately in a massive, amazing kick. And now Hella, 6 going up to the high ground with a shield to protect them, able to take down Liam. This is going to be a fight that leans towards Ground Zero with now Duep and Zensari, with both the Vanguards, both using their ultimates to cement this fight's victory.
Absolutely cemented, locked in, call the construction in, lay down the foundation because they're ready to go. As we see every time again, Dupe is just so consistent with those sonic seductions, always taking out a high angle, always forcing them to look up. And when they look up, who's looking down at them? That's right, it's going to be the Wolverine, who's somehow in the sky once again. FMCL always flying high, matching what would be Liam's position, but Six is there as well. Six now takes to the sky. Hell is officially unleashed as we get one. That's Bubble. That's a first pick. Double from Six right now. Feeling confident. Throwing one. Throwing a third into the triple. Quadra KO starts it up. Is Six going to get another pick as they push Bethany back into spot with a clean Quadra KO from Six on the Hella.
Absolutely clean indeed. Six getting 4 there, and also that was just one ultimate being used. Dupe and Zenstar using their ultimates earlier in the previous fight. That means like Ground Zero has 3 ultimates left, but Super able to take down Zenstar. Massive pick for Bethany. This could be what they need to turn the tides. They are pushing the convoy nice and slowly. With 30 seconds left, there is not much time left for them, but they have the ultimates, they have the economy in their hand. With Soupy now ulting and trying to control everyone's mind. Bubble Code now also using both well to try and keep everyone alive, and it's doing a lot. But Leave also with the damage, but FMCO takes and steals Bubble away from the ultra to take them out. Now there's an advantage towards Ground Zero, and Six getting stunned out multiple times by Potato. This is amazing work from Bethany as Jag, Lee, and Potato in this overtime fight will take all the important heroes away from Ground Zero.
There it is right there. One final chance to keep going through this door and get into the 3rd section on the map, get into Dracula's castle. That's what you want on Midtown. But Ground Zero do have 6 already on the Doctor Strange to portal them in at the very last second. It's going to be an effective portal as everybody's diving in right now, straight onto Ratuska. And there it is as we see the Groot imprisonment. Lock him in. There's Zensari getting the 1 pick. And of course, we're going to see the freedom charge keep sustain on Bethany right there. It's going to give him some sustain. But Bubble is out of it and gets picked Rivars and Starry Soupy taking out 6. That's the return of the faith. Ironwood Wall's going up. The Thorn Slash has been set up. FMCL wins the Wolverine differential right there. Overtime ticks down and out as Bethany fall to ground 0. And that means ground 0 are your winners in our first matchup today.
First winners in the playoffs, day 1. Ground 0 walk away with a 3-0 series scoreline. Absolutely dominating every single team we have interviewed and asked the question, who are you most aware of? Who is the team to look out for? They all say ground 0. And looking at this match, looking at this series, we can see why Bethany, C2 of Group B, did not really, I don't want to say they didn't stand a chance, but really, ground 0 looks so strong, so formidable. Even just looking at these stats, looking at the knockouts, and everything that all the members of ground 0 have, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely a stellar performance from GZG, the squad, the ground 0 represent, did it up, done and dusted, still on their win streak. I'd love to find out, what's the total of maps they've won so far, because they are on a roll right now, feeling confident, knowing that they're going to be locking themselves that nice and comfy position into the upper bracket finals. That's going to be a cool one to see, but we will still have some time before we find out who their next matchup will be. But Bethany put it all on show, put it all out there, definitely played to the best of their capabilities, and definitely put ground 0 in a bit of turmoil towards the end there. There was a little bit of a glimmer of hope there, a little bit of a chance to turn the tides, but that's the game. That's how it is. At the end of the day, someone's got to move forward, someone's got to win. But it's not over for Bethany, because Bethany going to the lower bracket and have a chance to climb back up tomorrow.
Exactly, yes, they are going into the lower bracket, so they have a second chance, one last chance. Now, ground 0, though, they are formidable. You mentioned how many maps have they won in total? Well, they didn't drop a single map in the group stage. They didn't drop a series, yes, but not only not a series, they didn't drop a map. And they still haven't dropped a map here in this series as well, this best of 5 series. So that is 3 more maps to their total. So winning 9 maps in a row. That's 9 in a row that ground 0 have won. So they definitely look extremely strong. But also, they're not the only team that hasn't dropped a map. The Vicious hasn't either, and we'll be seeing them next after the break. But we'll talk more about that later when that series is ready to go underway. But my goodness, ground 0 looks so strong. And they are heading to the upper bracket final, which will be tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very exciting to see how that one turns out. But of course, we still need to find out who they'll be versing. We won't know for a little bit because we need to find out who's going to win in our next matchup today, which is going to be against it's going to be between the Vicious versus Kanga Esports. Both teams that came first and second respectively in the Marvel Rivals Invitational earlier in the year. Kanga took the dub there, took that victory, took that 100k prize pool top spot victory. You gotta respect, you gotta love that. Big winnings in an OCE event. Love to see it. And even bigger than now before, because Ignite, what are they playing for? At the end of the day, when it comes to the end of the year, the entire tournament, $3 million prize pool. That is insane for Marvel Rivals. How exciting is that to see in the scene, in the esports scene, the region? It's beautiful. OCE, it's put on a show showing that, out here in the global world, we got some gamers, we got some players. We can hang with the big boys and the big dogs, and we can definitely put it on and show them how we do it down under. Now, going out of this, I still have to say, strong presence from FMCL this matchup especially. The Wolverine was just there to shred all the Vanguard presence coming from Bethany. I think Bethany is a bit of a disconnect with the Vanguard lineup compared to Ground Zero's. Ground Zero's Vanguard lineup, I feel like they complement each other every time they get those Vanguard picks. No matter how the bans work, bang, 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 they're always there together with each other, frontlining, whether they're even protecting their strategists or enabling the Wolverine to dive forward. And of course, there's always someone else in the sky there. Or there's always someone out there on the pillars where, as you said, Ricey, we saw massive coordination, of course, from Hela, an invisible woman, constantly putting that shield, putting Hela on the pillar, so that even if Hela was trying to get tapped out, or someone was trying to go high ground to take Hela, there's just so much sustain there to keep Hela on the high ground, help her dish some damage, farm up that ult, and the rest is history.
Exactly. Absolutely phenomenal work from the entire team. of Ground Zero. And yeah, they look so strong. I think the other thing you mentioned, that they're feeling very confident in their vanguards and their picks and everything, the team composition. But on top of that, they are feeling very confident, I believe, with their bans. When I watch their ban and protect phase, they look extremely strong and confident. Certain even. But we are privileged now, Liger, to be able to interview one of the winners from Team Ground Zero. So let's have a quick chat with one of our winners today.
Let's definitely do it. Gonna be exciting to see. How are we doing, FMCL? Welcome back to Marvel Rivals Ignite. How are you feeling after that epic 3-0? I'm
feeling great, you know. We came into it very confident. We came out of it very confident. Feeling like we're going to win the whole thing, you know?
You do look extremely strong. That confidence, I'm sure people will say you probably deserve after not dropping a single map so far in this entire tournament of Ignite. But you're not the only team that hasn't dropped a map. Of course, there is the Vicious from Group B, who was Seed 1 as well. How do you feel about the matchup that's coming later today? I'm assuming you guys will be watching it between the Vicious and Kanga. They did play together against each other in invitationals, but who do you think will come up on top? Who do you think you'll be versing tomorrow?
Honestly, I think it all depends on the pick and ban phase. Overall, the players are like what I'd consider pretty even, but I don't know. I think Kanga has a slightly stronger pick and ban phase, but something could happen during the game. It's about even for me.
Okay.
About even. Okay. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Now, I want to know, going into this, what was your game plan when it came to Bethany?
We knew most of the comps they wanted to play, right? So we just like try to ban out those comps and then try and play into ours. We knew they played a lot of Punisher. We played a lot of Punisher, so we just banned it and picked it. Simple as that.
Yeah, your Punisher was extremely strong, and especially when you're versing both the flying heroes like Human Torch. I mean, poor Liam didn't really get to play much of that game because of the Punisher and their Hela, so extremely well. I think your ban and pick phase was actually pretty well thought out. Do you guys work on that together, or is this mostly your coach that talks and strategizes with the ban protect phase, or yeah, is it a team effort?
I'd say overall everyone kind of pitches in on what they think we should ban and phase, but it's mainly by Maddie, I'd say, but everyone just gives their ideas as well.
Now, no pressure, the whole world's watching. But what do you want to say to everybody at home? As a representative of Ground Zero Gaming, representing the OCE region, what do you want to say our position is in Marvel Rivals Ignite to the folks? Should they be watching out for Ground Zero to take it all the way to the grand finals?
Yeah, I honestly think we're going to win it all, and even in the next stage of the competition, I think we'll be a pretty strong competitor, hopefully.
Yep, I agree. I think you're very much a very strong competitor. Hopefully there at the end, I think you should just completely scrap that. You are definitely one team to look out for indeed. So congratulations on your win today. Good luck tomorrow in the upper bracket finals.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
What an amazing. Absolute legend, FMCL representing the Wolverine Gaming. Hopefully going to play Moon Knight for me later too, yeah? nah, relax. Not yet. Maybe when Moon Knight, well, actually, Moon Knight, got a bit of a HP buff. So maybe we might see some Moon Knight, a bit more sustained, a bit more, hanging power. But at the end of the day, beautiful new skin as well. Before that, before the Moon Knight, before the nonsense that comes out of my head, let's talk about the reality right now, because they're feeling confident. Ground Zero Gaming right now gonna hit the relaxing situation, get some food, get some water, hydrated up, and watch this next match, because they need to study this very vividly to find out whichever team wins this is the one that's gonna be their competitors going into it. But let's have a look at some quick replays again, the best moments of this matchup between Bethany and Ground Zero. Again, look at the power from Potato on the Wolverine, Six doing work as well, FMCL on the Wolverine, just so much. Big last stand from Zenstar setup. You love to see it right there.
Yeah, lots of works from both of these Wolverines. The kidnaps, the damage onto the Vanguards, the steals and throwing them off into the pit. It's a little bit funny, a little bit chaotic, a little bit Oceania, as you mentioned before. Another one off into the edge of the cliff. But it's very fun, of course. Six on the hit scan, being able to take down Lim multiple times, and also a lot of the strategists in the back line. So really well done from Six on both Hela and Punisher.
Absolute stellar performance from Six right here. Look at that quad. Pushing them back into spawn. That's what we love to see. So much power. Look at that. Amazing. I love watching back the best moments. I love experiencing it, reminding us the chaos that went on. So many games here today, so many good moments. Honestly, I hope we get to see some of those moments out there on TikTok. Post about your favorite players, everybody. Post all the cool moments. Let the world know what OCE is capable of when it comes to Marvel Rivals Ignite and what we bring to the table. Now, speaking of bringing to the table, 2 seats have now been set aside as we bring in 2 new to sit down at this amazing round table we call Marvel Rivals Ignite. As we're going to be coming back very soon, we're going to be seeing the matchup between The Vicious and Kanga Esports, 2 very well established orgs, and definitely a rematch that everyone's looking forward to, because the Marvel Rivals Invitational was so down to the wire, 100k on the line. How crazy is that? Now let's have a look at some of these facts.
Indeed, yeah, exciting to see the 2 teams verse each other. A bit of a rematch indeed, but we do have to go to a short break as we prepare the next game for you guys.
Trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across the world I see you standing in my way. And remember the time, the place we used to fight, like the sun and moon, and I wonder if ever there was a time that we were friends. The night has fallen, shadows looming, and yes, that time has come for me to seek you out. We are standing up for a last reunion. Break the chains, find your way, come find me. Do you remember who you really are? Show me that you are still the only one for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time. We will clash, no matter where. We will fight, pushing across time and space. 'Cause you are my destiny to the end. You see the dawn, the flames burning brightly, shining on those memories, and yes, across all time I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn? We can still fight like the wind and fire, and we're not no more. That now is the only time your heart is mine. Light has fallen, darkness grows, and yes, we fight for our destiny and fate. New days smiling for the past and future. Break the chains, lead the way, fight with me. And when you wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals again until the end of time.
Today, the age of Ultron begins. Termination. Challenge me, you animals. Emperor's protection. You would have failed without me. The virus takes hold. Extermination! All targets eliminated. Go, my children. Make yourself useful.
By the eye of Agamotto! Tremble before fast! Maximum pulse! Nowhere to hide! Woo! I never miss! Feel the wrath of the goddess! Look who just showed up.
This is my unnatural selection. Extermination!
Double kill!
We are back here with day one of the playoffs, Oceania, with our second series of the day. It's going to be an absolute banger between the Vicious and, of course, Kenga Esports.
Ooh, I can't wait for this matchup. I am excited. Now, you got to cast this amazing matchup in the Rivals Invitational, Marvel Rivals Invitational, early in the year. This is my first time I get to witness the madness that could be between these two amazing teams. I really hope this is our first 3-2, 2-3 situation in, you know, in Marvel Rivals Ignite. I really want a dynamic, close match. I want overtime. I want this to be a big finish for today. I'm hoping the Vicious and King Esports bring that energy, go back and forth. You know, I don't want another 3-0. I know some people think 3-0s are going to happen. I don't want another one. I want this to be competitive and fun and dynamic.
Well, I completely agree with you with that. And from the invitationals, it was a lot closer than what we just saw. It was a best of 7 in the finals, so it went 4-2. So both teams got quite a few maps for themselves, but my prediction was actually incorrect. I actually thought Platinum Star, which is now known as the Vicious, would actually take the victory. The other casters on the broadcast were leading towards Kenga, so I'm a little bit silly about that prediction, but it was a very close game. 4-2, could have got even 4-3 even, but yeah, it was pretty close matchup, and Kenga did take that win. Now this is a bit of a rematch, as you were mentioning, from the invitationals earlier this year, now in Ignite Oceania, and with the Vicious now rebranding to who they are now. But not only that, there has been quite a few roster changes between these two teams. So I think, from memory, I think 3 of each team have stayed the same. At least I'm pretty sure 3 of the Vicious have stayed the same, but I can't remember exactly how many of Kenga have changed of their team.
Yeah, I do believe, you know, this team used to have Hypnotic on their team. No longer the case. Bit of a switch up there. Some former Fury players as well have joined the team now with Atlas and Asher. So it's very exciting to see, you know, the AA squad go at it again. It's going to be cool to see that matchup. But Kanga got Skittles on their squad now. At one point, rank 1 controller player in the world region. Honestly, they might be actually proving that to be a fact very soon if Kanga does make it all the way to the end game. Now, we're going into this. It's going to be cool to see this matchup. Lobby's getting ready. We're going to get into it very soon. You know, this is going to be a cool one. I want to know, like, chat, of course, drop your predictions below. You know, let us know what you're thinking. It might be 3-2, whose favor, who might take it the whole way through. Are you on Kanga's side or the Vicious side? Because it's going to be a banger for sure.
No, indeed, it will definitely be a banger. And I'm just looking at the list, and I think I was correct. It was three of the core members of Kenga Esports and the Vicious have remained the same. We have from Kenga returning Don, Chronix, and Texi. So they have now added Daxu, Furikake, and Skittles. So yeah, Kenga has kept 3 of their members and brought in 3 others. You mentioned the Vicious, bringing a lot of Fury. They added Asher and Atlas. But before that, the core roster is Revzy, Adam, and Lumi. So they have kept those 3, and they've added a Rib from another region to my knowledge. So yeah, both of these teams have been changed quite a lot. 50% of their team members have switched up. So this revenge match is between those 3 core members as well as between the team, the organization as a whole.
Also Netra as well from X-Fury member as well. So really, honestly, I would say it's a bit of a hybrid. I feel like the Vicious is a bit of a hybrid of some of the 2 crazy teams in the Invitational early in the year. That's going to be a bit of Fury, a bit of Platinum Star. Put it together, we got this Vicious combo right here. So good on this team, getting that org support, getting that professional power with them. And of course, nice polish, new name, new look, new logo, fresh and ready for Marvel Rivals Ignite. They've been storming through Group B, group stage last week. They absolutely just did whatever Ground Zero did, they did the same. We do give Ground Zero a little bit more credit because they were from the bracket of misery. It was a tough one, Group A. Shout out Pig Team. You put on a show regardless. But at the end of the day, Vicious still got themselves that 6-0 in total, never dropping a map. going forward, the question is, right now, are Vicious going to also match Ground Zero's pace and hit that 3-0 against Kanga? I don't think that's going to be the case this time. I think Kanga, of all the other teams, out of all 8 teams in the group stage last week, this might be the team that's going to be like, no, you've had your fun, you've had your win streak, we're going to make this competitive, and in fact, we might even take this away from you.
Yeah, indeed, Kanga very, very strong. Like I said in the invitationals, I predicted that the Vicious, or back then known as Platinum Star, would actually win the tournament, and I was wrong. Kanga took me personally by surprise, and so I don't want to count Kanga out here either. While the Vicious has not dropped a single map this entire Ignite tournament, and while Kanga has not just only dropped a couple of maps and a couple of, like, one series to Ground Zero, they also did drop one map to Pig Team as well. So yeah, Kanga Esports looking a little bit shaky from Group A, but you did mention the skill level in Group A seemed a little bit higher than Group B. You called it the Group of Misery, and I'm sure that's what the players were thinking, the teams were thinking as well. So whether or not Kanga can take out the Vicious, it really shows how strong Group A really was. And yeah, it shows how strong Kanga Esports is as well. And I think that's one positive reason of having playoffs be a double elimination bracket. It does give people a bit more chance to verse others and prove themselves and not get eliminated too early.
Definitely, we don't want that. We don't want that. Of course, we want it to be competitive fun. Honestly, lower bracket can sometimes be more exciting than upper bracket. So we'll see. We'll find out tomorrow. But for now, we're still in, we're still in the starting stages of this playoff stage. Now, I want to bring a bit of attention to Kanga for a little second. We mentioned earlier Donald. Now, Donald, been on Kanga, felt glory, got in that #1 position. It's in the Twitter bio. Have won Marvel Rivals Invitational. It's there. Now, Donald has a bit of a reputation so far to being probably the standout Magneto of MRI OCE so far. So much so that chat has coined the term LeBronald. So out here being a dunk master, we mentioned last match, Dupe was the dunk master. I really want to see that matchup very soon. I would love to see Donald versus Dupe, Double D going crazy with the doubles, with the LeBronald, with the Dunk Master. Who's going to do it? Who's going to claim that top spot as the Magneto? I really want to see how that's going to unfold. But on the other side, of course, you've got so much sustain coming out. You've got, of course, Dax, whose duel's potential is crazy. Another Psylocke specialist. We saw Potato, another Psylocke specialist, doing a lot of work there, but not enough to get past Ground Zero. Does Daxu have that Psylocke that shuts down Six's Punisher? We've noticed that in MRI lately. Every time there's that Punisher, Psylocke's already there in the back line, absolutely going for them. Secondary and turret form, bang, bang, bang. The kunais are going directly into the back of Punisher, shutting him down, getting so much value, and then boom, zipping out of there like the Kunoichi she is. Psylocke is so great, so tactical. I really hope to see if that can unfold. But of course, going to this the Vicious on the other side have as well standout players. Now they also have, we know it, Lumi, the Sorcerer Supreme, one of the best Doctor Strangers in MRI OCE. We've interviewed Lumi a lot as well. I really want to see how that unfolds, because Lumi, I feel like, is the same par as Zenstar is Groot. Maybe not playing those meta Vanguard picks, but they're so good at the one they know. It's too good.
No, I agree exactly. Lumi has been looking absolutely amazing on that Doctor Strange. And you mentioned Donald on the Magneto. I feel like, yeah, Donald on the Magneto is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best Magnetos in the tournament. A duet, but also extremely strong. So I can't wait. I hope we get to see them versus each other. If the brackets, the double elimination bracket goes that way, and we get to see Kanga Esports versus Ground Zero. Though we have seen this already, of course. We saw this earlier in Group A, but it would be great to see it happen again. But also, I really want to see the Vicious versus Ground Zero too, because both of these two teams haven't had any haven't lost any maps at all. So it would be exciting to see who would be the actual reigning between these two teams. But of course, we've got the Vicious and Kanga Esports we got to watch first. And well, yeah, they're both on Marvel Rivals Invitational. It is a rematch. It's going to be super exciting. It's going to be amazing.
This is the one. This is the one. The Vicious vs Kanga Esports. I'm very happy to see that, it's definitely going to be our final match for the day, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a banger. Make sure, you seated, everybody. You ready? You got your food, you got your water, you're having a good time watching Marvel Rivals Ignite. Now, Rice, I just want to know, just real quick, I want your prediction. Now, you made a prediction previously in the Invitational. Are you going to stick with it the same, or are you going to change up this time?
Well, I would like to, I guess, stick with my Invitational prediction. I'm not going to say... but Kenga is so good. So Kenga is really, really good. And I think they've got a lot of organization backing them, being able to get lots of scrims. They've been scrimming Asia as well. I believe the Vicious has also been scrimming Asia from my knowledge, but I might be wrong. But a lot of these teams have been scrimming not just within the region, but outside the region too. And last time in the Invitationals, Platinum Star told me that they kind of weren't scrimming like much at all.
Ooh.
But now I believe they are scrimming. So while the advantage Kenga had in the Invitationals was that they were scrimming basically every single day, multiple hours a day. While the Platinum Star back then, now known as Vicious, weren't really scrimming. So I feel like now the Vicious have that bit more advantage. Not only do they have the skills and the experience that they've honed into from multiple years of playing esports across multiple genres, so there's a lot of experience in them. They now also have a bit more synergy from playing Invitationals and also scrimming now together. So I will still go for the Vicious. I think taking this, my prediction would be again for the Vicious with, I think, maybe a 3-1. 3-1. I don't know if I want to go 3-2, but I think I'll do 3-1. Kenga takes one map.
Okay. I actually think Kanga's been holding back a bit. I think Kanga's been sneaky. I think there's some tactics they have under their belt that we haven't seen until it matters most. The question is, are they going to bring it out this matchup? Because Kanga are very, very tricky. They actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they use this matchup to learn about the Vicious. Maybe they do take this loss. Maybe, but then they hit that loser's bracket climb. Now, for those who don't know, loser's bracket climb, the momentum from that is insanely powerful, especially if you've played in a tournament yourself. The motivation that can come from a loser's bracket climb can take you straight to the grand finals and straight to victory and straight to the mid-season. That could be Kanga's plan, because I tell you what, I love a good story. And if Kanga delivers on that, sign me up. Sign me up for the ride of a lifetime with Kanga turning around and taking it back. But going into this, I think 3-2. And the 3 will lean in favor of the Vicious, I think. But Kanga, I think there's something there. There's something there we haven't seen. I just don't know if they're going to do it now or if they're going to do it in the lower bracket. Because I've heard stories, I've heard rumors of those scrims. They're not just your ordinary scrims across the sea, you know, scrim in Asia, scrim in EMEA, maybe perhaps, you know, high ping scrims, a bit rough, but that's how we do it in OCE. We do what we can. I think they got something secretive there. And when it comes to Kanga, that is the only team in MRI with only 6 on roster. No subs. They are locked in those 6 only. There's got to be something there. There's some confidence there. I'm just curious to see if they're going to bring it out or are Vicious just going to hold that lead they have and take it straight on to take on GZG.
Yeah, like the confidence to not have a sub. Not only like it's, you know, not wanting to change strategies, it's like how confident are they that they're not going to get sick? Or is it, how confident are they to perform well while sick? So, I mean, it's winter at the moment here in Australia, and oh my goodness, so many of my friends, so many of the people I know are sick. I mean, one of my housemates is sick right now. So it's pretty hard to avoid getting sick. So no subs is extremely confident.
That's true. Listen, you just got to warm up. And how are they going to warm up? They're going to buy that new Moon Knight skin, the Phoenix Knight. All right, I'm sorry. I love it. I love that skin. It's amazing. It's so good. I'm a Moon Knight fan. Whoever else is a Moon Knight fan, go. This is just me now. Go read Avengers 2018, number issue 36. Go read. I'm just going to get into some lore real quick. Moon Knight, he took Mjolnir from Thor. He took the Iron Fist from Danny Rand. And he even took the Phoenix Force from Jean Grey. Bro was cooking that comic run. He took everyone. I would love to see that in the meta for Marvel Rivals. Can Moon Knight pick up Thor's hammer? I'm gonna relax because I'm getting into some fan theories, some Liga wishes. But for now, we're gonna get into this game. We're gonna get into this matchup. Again, we're gonna start off on Krakoa today. Beautiful map, home of the mutants. Gonna be a good one. I'm excited to see how this matchup goes, Ricey, as we're gonna get into picks and bans very, very soon.
No, indeed. This is a rematch, essentially, in essence, a rematch, a spiritual rematch, one might say, between Platinum Star from Invitationals and Kenga Esports, now rebranded to, of course, The Vicious versus Kenga Esports. Is going to be a banger, and we are about to kick that off for you guys soon.
Woo! Here we go. Marvel Rivals Ignite. We are here, everybody. The Vicious versus Kenga Esports. I'm ready for this one, Ricey. This is going to be fun. I'm excited to cast this team up, this matchup. It's going to be a good one. The best of the best are going against to find out who's going to be the rest as we're going into the next stage of our, of course, qualifying rounds, going into the amazing upper bracket semifinals. For now, here we go. The Vicious versus Kenga Esports. Lumi's hovering the thing. I am very happy, but both Emma Frosts are banned. Oh, what a start.
Absolute big start, both Emma Frosts. The Vanguards appear to be quite often the first bans coming through, but the biggest, this is interesting, a Magneto ban and Protect coming from the Vicious. Now, we mentioned it before, Donald, absolute phenomenal Magneto player. And we've seen them during the group stage being able to get and land multiple meteors onto the enemy team. So the Vicious banning out the Magneto, I love it quite a lot. But Kenga Esports looks like they are prioritizing the Loki here. They're protecting Loki and banning it out. Coming into the second phase now of the ban and protect, both teams are banning. One of them is Doctor Strange, the other is Ultron.
Ooh, shut down and out. No way are we going to see that Ultron for the Vicious right there. And Adam Warlock to suit as well, going to be banned out. The Adam Warlock? We haven't seen an Adam ban in quite a while. This is going to be an interesting one. Are Vicious going to lock in and lose that? Sorry, are Kanga going to lock in and deny Vicious the... Yep, Adam Warlock's out of here. No revivals. No chance to be born again. Going into their final protect. Kanga's going to protect the Captain America. And then the final ban. Here we go. Who are Kanga going to lose? What's Vicious locking in? The Hulk? Hold on. Are we in season 1.5 again? Is the Gamma team up? I guess it's not. It's going to be Luna Snow locked in as the final ban that Kanga cannot play.
Yeah, no Luna Snow. One strategist ban for each team. And, oh, sorry, two. Because Loki and Ultron. I think Ultron is a big ban, of course. Ultron in the flying meta is quite strong with Human Torch as well. But Rip still wanting to play the Human Torch. Luby, you mentioned before on that Doctor Strange, pretty strong. And Adam has played Magneto a few times, I believe, in this tournament. So I do love that.
Hold up. Look at this beautiful up. Croco. For those who don't know.
Yes.
Is that a Venom? Did I see Venom? Are we going to see Venom?
We might. It might also be a bait. You never know. Some players like to bait us, casters and viewers quite a few times.
Listen, and that's my job, to always fall for it and enjoy it. But, you know, we're going to see, of course, Atlas get up those rocket power packs, you know, maybe a bit of a booster pack for someone as well would be useful. Maybe Rib, you know, get him to the high ground faster than ever before. Revsy on the Hela. Revsy's Hela against Chronix's Hela. This is going to be a matchup for the ages. Donald on the full metal Captain America skin. Recently come back to the shop. Beautiful skin, the 616 collection. Now, going into it, let's start up our matches. We're heading into Krakow, the domination game, and it's about to go up. Ooh. The Vicious versus Kenga Esports, Ricey. Here it goes, as we see a dive composition coming from Kenga.
Yeah,
what?
We do see a dive composition. We see Venom and Captain America here as well. Of course, the Psylocke is going to be exciting. We haven't really seen dive very much in this tournament. We've been mostly seeing more of like hit scan versus flying. We do, of course, have Chronic still on the Hela to try and shut down Rib. And, of course, Revsy, the other Hela. But Dive is in, and Dive is here to stay with Texas going in onto the Vicious, into the backline, and try and do as much damage as possible. Of course, trying to take anybody out, and it's going to be Asher Rib. They all fall. Kenga Esports starting this off with a strong fight, taking this first fight to themselves. Of course, the Vicious did take the point a little bit early, so they have 11%, but Kenga Esports is going to beat that very quickly.
There it is. To hell with the meta. Deja vu. Kanga's playing what they played last time to take down this squad. The question is, the Vicious are different now. They've got a different lineup to back then. Have they learned from their mistakes? Are they going to bring it back? Are they going to switch it up? Or are they going to stay with the current meta as well? We do see Lumi on the cap.
Ooh.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we see Lumi switching to cap from Doctor Strange, and Rip also switching off the Human Torch onto Psylocke as well. So it's a bit more of a mirror match coming up through this. And already the Vicious are able to take the point back, but Daxi taken out, Revsy taken out both, one losing a duelist each. Skittles, though, on the Loki. One strategist has fallen, and that's a pretty big pick. Kenga Esports now losing the point. The Vicious now in control, but Chronix is not done yet. Taking out one, and with that, revives Skittles with the passive. Now Atlas, Asher, taking out two. Chronix doing work here on the Hela.
Ooh, double KO from Chronix. Right there, Donald following suit, feeling confident. Freedom Charge, charging up soon to be available, as well as we take to the skies with Chronix as well. Revsy close to the ultimate as well. Ribs ready to dance. Dax is following close behind. Everyone's also charging up. Skittles and Texi ready to go. Now, we love a good Venom crunch. Our beautiful Venom ultimate can change the tide of any fight, because the feast is ready as we go into the abyss. But let's see, Donald pushing now, trying to get an angle, but Lumi's there as well, as the Captain Americas are just sizing each other up, you know? bit of a test of who's gonna go in first. Revsy's taking some shots on the high ground. Gonna retreat for now, but he's dove in by the Venom right there. Assembling as we see, dancing from Rib right now. There we go, slashing one. Skittles is taken down. There it is. Revsy is pushing forward on the cloak and dagger. The Eternal Bond is on point right now, giving them sustain that they need. The Captain America's trying to survive, but Revsy gets the picks. But there is another Hela in the sky doing the damage. Adam there. Revsy takes out one. Dax is picked off. Then we're going to see another pick right there. Rib takes out. It looks like this one's in the favor of the Vicious, as they're 30% leading onto point. A KO from Rib. A double clean KO from Psylocke right there. Rib's putting in the work. Revsy's getting picked by Skittles. It's going to be a regroup from Kanga as the Vicious win this fight.
The Vicious win the fight. They have control of the point once again, 45% and counter. Kenga Esports though did manage to rack up 80% for themselves. And well, I do love the fact that now Kenga Esports has forced the Vicious to sort of copy them and beat them where they are with this dive composition. But Skittles now copying an ultimate to try and keep everyone alive and pushing forward. Is it going to be enough to try and take the point back? The point is slowly tipping over to their side, but it doesn't matter because the fight is tipping to the Vicious. Lumi getting one, Adam, Rib, they're all taking one for themselves. Eliminations are on the board as Kenga Esports are not able to take the point in this fight. And now they only have one ultimate. Potentially, the feast might be online before the start of overtime, but it will be close.
Oh, I love a good Feast of the Abyss from a Venom. The question is Texi going to land it? Donald's playing in the Krakoa portals for now, trying to get a bit of a different angle, going for the high ground, maybe going to dive at that Magneto. Lumi's getting a position as well, sizing up, going to go straight for Chronix right there. Dax who gets picked off by Adam right there on the Magneto, feeling strong. There's the Venom, going forward, zoning them out. Then we see a massive undefeated wall coming from the Mantis. The dance of the butterfly starts up. It's going to catch out some clones, but it does pick off the real Skittles first. Unfortunate for the Loki right there. Rib's going to zone out the Venom. That's another Revsy pushing Don all the way. Overtime sticking down. I don't think Kanga had the chance to make it. We're going to see a bit of a contest from Texi, but it's not enough. And Dax is too high in the sky. Adam gets the final pick. Krakoa. First round. That's right. In favor. Carousel. Woo. What a tough one.
Yeah, the Vicious take that victory. Kenga putting on quite a bit of a strong performance at the start of the round, able to rack up to 80%, while the Vicious felt like they were trying to catch up the entire time, maybe because of the composition switch that they had to do. They had to switch off the flying composition that they were going for at first and meet them where they are. They brought out the Psylocke, they brought out the Captain America, but now Lumi back on the Strange. So it could be interesting what they decide to do here coming into this second round.
All business.
Into the second round, indeed. Now, I want to see an Eternal Bond from Asher. Maybe on the aggressiveness that we saw from Maddie last round. That would be exciting to see. Because I feel like right now, they got a bit of a lead now. They got confident. They know what Kanga's doing. Kanga's not going to play the compositions you used to in the current MRI matches. We're going to see a portal from Lumi to start things off. Just get them onto the point nice and early. As we know, this map, it's great to defend. There's pillars, there's cover, there's high ground, there's under, there's so many ways to defend. Getting there early onto the high ground, directly onto point, is going to give him a good vantage position. As Kanga, they're playing dive. You know they're going to come from the skies anyway. Just group up and hold a defensive position. And then it's theirs for the taking. Let's see as Texi dives in to start up the fight.
They do start off the fight, and it's going to be starting off strong. Atlas, Asher, both taken out. That is their strategist, the backline. Vicious have lost them, and now we'll be losing the point to its Kanga. Take advantage of this situation.
Take it. There we go. That's the one right there. Perfection. Perfection of the dive composition. Executed well by Kanga. They know it too well. They've been playing it for months. They can bring it back at any time. any turn of the dime, and that's going to be in their favor. As we saw, the strategist fell down straight away. Asher and Alice got picked off by the Texi dive, by the Donald there. Chronix followed suit. Daxel was there. Power from Furikake right there. And that's it. Skittles with the sustain. Kanga's formidable. Question is now, are Vicious going to do the same thing as before? Give Kanga a bit of an early lead, then take it back when you least expect it? Let's see as they go for the flank on the low ground. Starting off this fight. Here we go. 30% in favor of Kanga Esports. The boundary starts it up. Atlas sets up the sustain. Chronix is just throwing daggers into the abyss, hoping to get a pick. Ribs on the flank right now. Lumi's going to dive in right now. Go straight for the Mantis. Almost gets them to sleep. Does catch up. But then we do see a well-timed shield toss right there. Daxu with a double dance. Taking Asher and Atlas. The butterfly is flying free. And there's another one. Chronix taking him out with the Hela in the skies. Pushing Lumi out. That's in favor for Kanga right now. Using their ultimates confidently, powerfully, and getting themselves to 60% on the board. This one's looking a bit tough for Vicious, but it's exciting to see Kanga's still got a beating heart.
Kanga going absolutely strong in that fight, using 3 though ultimates, 4? I can count 4 ultimates, I believe, in that fight. You mentioned both duelists going off with the dance of the butterfly and, of course, Hela raining from the sky as the goddess of death, being able to pick out 2 as well. But the Vicious, they didn't use all of their ultimates. They have 3 available at least for this fight. And here comes the first one, Rib with the dance of the butterfly, going hard on the backline, not able to pick one off though, as Furikake has brought the sustain with their ultimate into the fight. Lumi now assembling all of their team together, rushing in to the backline, and now Texi is the one that falls to Adam of the Vicious. Lumi gets one, Revsy gets one. It is a bit of a slaughter for the Vicious as they take down Kanga, flip the point just in overtime. 99% for Kanga is going to be a long road for Vicious.
Ooh, it's going to be a long road indeed. They cannot drop a fight right now. You said that's a bit of a slaughter. Who's going to hire the butcher to hold it down right now? That's what I'm wondering. Atlas closer than ever to the invisible boundary. You know how the invisible women's do it. Sue Storm farms it. They'll get it next fight. No sweat. Ash is ready with the eternal bond as well going to this next fight. So many ults in value in favor of the Vicious. They'll probably get this one defense cleanly. Kanga's probably going to strategize and try to burn these ultimates as early as they can. Venom on the flank. Of course, Donald taking a different angle. The double dive action going from both angles. Doesn't matter as Hela takes to the skies. Tries to single out Skittles and catches one on the side. There's the Loki down. That's the way you want it. That's the power you need from the Hela. Pushing forward, zoning them out. Everyone's hiding for now, trying to regroup for the next fight. Adam's pushing forward. The Magneto trying to go there. Zone out the Hela. Gets the pick. Chronix taken down. Captain America diving truly right there. This is an interesting presence right there. Lumi pushes forward as well, getting the value. Double for Adam right there. Revsy picks out actually. That's the way you want it. Kanga's back capping. Hold on, turn around. They capped it, taking us into overtime right now. Is this a wise decision from Kanga to stress them out? But the Vicious take her back when you do. That could have been dangerous, Ricey. But Vicious regroup and, you know, it was a close call. It was a close call.
It was very close. I mean, if Kanga won that round based on that back cap, sneaking to the back and sneaking to the point and capping, that would have been kind of funny, but devastating for the Vicious. But they just won that fight, and now comes the start of another fight. Out comes the invisible boundary. Out comes Furikake's heals as well. Oh, both strategists trying to keep everyone alive. Does a butterfly from Daxley taking advantage now that the boundary is down, taking out multiple members of the Vicious. It is clean fight as Rib finally falls as well. Now it is overtime. Can the Vicious get back in time? Do they have a portal available to touch? But I don't think they do. It will just go the way of Kanga. It is 1-1 in this first map here on Krakoa.
Ooh, onto one we love. Triple KO from the Daxus. Hylock. Cradle is theirs for Kanga right now. We're going to the Grove. Get ready, everybody. It's the deciding round in Krakoa. Who's gonna take map 1 of this matchup? Right now, I'm seeing signs of life. I'm seeing a bit of Dex through Psylocke. It's cooking, Ricey. There's a lot of Psylocke presence right now, turning the tides. Texi and Captain America from Donald. Really good. The Venom, the combo, the dive, they're taking different angles. One guides Daxu in, another lets Skittles get into a good position. Fury's there to support. Big damage buffs going on Daxu right there. Good performance from Kanga to bring it back and get themselves around, get themselves, you know, some points on the board. Then we go to the Vicious, of course. Lumi? Honestly, still cooking on the Captain America. We're used to the Doctor Strange, but I like seeing something different from Lumi. Shows the versatility, shows the veterancy, being in the Marvel Rivals Ignite, but Revsy's Hela. I feel like he's just that level above, and he's doing so much work, most effective ultimates. Let's see as we're heading off into this next round, who's it going to be to kick off and get this first capture?
I agree completely with, you know, speaking of the experience from Lumi and the Vicious being able to switch. They were wanting to play Captain America, wanting to play Doctor Strange and play a different sort of composition at first. We saw them do that, come out with that in the first round, but now they are switching and Red popping the darts to the butterflies quite early. I'm not sure if they're able to get anyone with that, as now Donald assembling the team, but Revsy with that huge shot from the Hela, able to take down one, looking for another. Pocronix now in the ultimate form as the goddess of death, raining from above. Everybody from the Vicious hiding around the corners. Texas gets taken out by Revsy with beautiful shots, of course. Rip falls from Furukage, also does beautiful headshots. But it is going to be a back and forth, and as the dust settles, the Vicious look a little bit stronger, look a little bit more alive and on point and in control. As now the remaining members of Kenga fall, the Vicious hold the point.
Ooh, big KOs in the favor of the Vicious. First time for them in this map to cap first. Okay, bit of a flip of the script for them. Not going to give Kenga that lead like they've done before. Maybe they learned from that last round. They said, we need that extra percentage. We need that time. We need that advantage. Maybe that's going to matter. Adam on the Magneto again in the front lines as they do. I want to see something crazy from Skittles here. Oh, big Venom diving in. Texie going for the backline. Pushed away by the strategist right there. Captain America to follow suit. Lumi's there to run it down with him. Going to retreat right now to those Loki runes. Get some sustain, get some healing. Feeling confident they can go back in again. 33% is in favor, but Adam picks off Donald right there. Daxu's going to retreat for now. It's a tough one for Kanga, trying to find an opening. But Adam is just the high ground, high guard. Magneto doing it. Justice right there. Chronic's getting the pick on Lumi. That's a big KO. Kicking it into the next fight with the Eternal Bond. Starting up on the point already?
Yeah, Eternal Bond was used on the point, but the Vicious are still in control of it, and now Furukake using theirs to get in closer and get control of it. The Vicious are very respectful, have let them take more control, but they are coming back. But Rib is the one that gets taken out 99% on the ultimate. They wanted to get in there and take them down with a beautiful dance, but it's not to be, as Kenga Esports are the ones dancing on point. Daxu, who does have the dance with butterfly available, will not need to use it and can hold it for the next fight. 74% for the Vicious, but Kenga are now in control.
I just have to mention, Lumi was just hopping for like a good 20%. Just stalling on Captain America. Just absolute stalling as a Cap does. Just jumping around, hopping around, saying, oh, you're not going to catch me. You can take down my team, but you're not going to get me. Buying so much percentage for them. Good value, but another big butterfly starts it up right now from Daxu. Slices out. Ooh, taking out Revsy, taking out Riv. Skittles gets the pick on Alice. Donald falls suit on Adam. Gets the double onto Asher. That's a clean team fight for Kanga right there. Keeping themselves on the board, getting that percentage back up, gonna catch up slowly, but surely to the Vicious 75% lead. But Kanga have just as amount of ults ready as the Vicious does. This could be exciting going into it. I think a butterfly from Rib might be the one.
Very exciting as Rib starts us off with Texie being taken out immediately. Now with one less Vanguard, the Vicious are able to push up forward as Lumi now takes out Skittles. Chronic's foes, it is in their favor. This fight is heading the way of the Vicious. They are on point. They are going to be retaking this as this Kenga Esports tries their best to stall and get as much percentage as possible, but they are not able to take over that 75%, only at 63%, but the Vicious are on their way to 90% now.
On their way to victory, on their way to winning the map, the Vicious are feeling confident right now. Kanga's got one fight left to take it back. They don't need a strange portal. They've got dive. They can get there quickly. You can already see them high ground positioning as Rosie's on the opposite angle with Atlas right now. Throwing shots, throwing sustain. Ultimates lining up all for the Vicious right now. Having the favor, but Daxu picks us off. Rib on the sideline. Revsy picks out Fury on the side. That's 1 for 1. Clean value, Hela in the sky. Revsy tries to shut down their damage nice and early, attract the attention. Bit of a freedom charge, matching the Eternal Bond. Gives sustain. Another Eternal Bond drops. That's Atlas, that's Asher, that's the one meeting right there. There you go, that's the Loki copy of the Eternal Bond earlier. Revsy gets a pick on Chronix right there. Then we're going to see another push going forward. Is it going to be enough sustain? We're going to see Donald in the skies. Diving once, the freedom is going forward. That's another one going straight for the Invisible Woman. Atlas is taken down, the KOs are there. Then it's going to be enough. We're slapping, we're fighting, we're going for a few. Going for Revsy right right now. Overtime is ticking off as Daxi has the butterfly dance ready to go for this next fight. Is it going to be enough? Takes out one. That's another one. And Kanga turns the tide, keeping the round going. 70%. Just when you thought the Vicious had it, Kanga showed signs of life, winning that fight with only using 4 of the ultimates that match. 6 ultimates used by Vicious in one fight. 6 ultimates.
No, that is a very good point. I mean, the Vicious, we mentioned it just before the fight started that the Vicious had 6 ultimates to their name, and they used every single one of those ultimates. Kanga Esports did not. They only had about 4, but now Staxu now has the dance of the butterflies available, and they are dancing on the Vicious. But wait, it's gonna be more as everyone from the Vicious get bowled, they get taken out, and Skittles does so much work as well. 98%. Kanga take this round, take the first map, take Krakoa for themselves.
Ooh, that's what I want to see from Skittles. The combat Loki going in, diving alongside the Psylocke there. Well-timed clone, well-timed swapping, put the runes down, keep the Psylocke alive as they tried to shred Psylocke down. Did a bit of damage, and with that splash damage that can come from a Loki, the MVP, well-earned and deserved by President Loki. Skittles out here. Ooh, I know who I'm voting for the next matchup. It's going to be this Loki. I want to see Loki not banned, please. Can we get more Loki? We've been banning Loki. I would love to see more Loki. Big MVP by Skittles. Big healing. Big presence. Absolutely putting in the work. Just as the SVP to Adam makes sense. So much presence on the Magneto. I feel like it was a bit of a rough start for the Kanga there, the Kanga squad, but you know, they came out confident. They ran it down, and when they had the advantage and they had the tide, they played their game, they played the ultimates right, and they got themselves their first map. Feeling good.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
They did. They got their first map here in this best of 5, and they looked pretty good. These two teams are so close, I would say, closely matched, and Skittles with the MVP makes a lot of sense with how much, you know, damage output and healing output they were able to put out on Loki. I believe Skittles is known as being one of the best strategists in OCE. I believe they're one of the only, there's not many console players in this tournament, but they are one of the console players, and they play, I believe, in PC lobbies as console. I have to double check my knowledge. This is coming back from the
controller player. I'm pretty sure
controller. Yeah, they play
PC.
controller in PC. That's what it is. And so they are able to keep up with all the other PC players and do it absolutely amazingly. So MVP does go towards Skittles on the Loki.
Now, speaking of somebody out here was farming MVPs, could have been Chronix. Honestly, the Hello was definitely presence to behold. Rip out here on the Psylocke, slashing once, slashing twice. Again, so many times the Psylocke's caught Skittles so early. I feel like once Skittles finally wasn't caught by the Dance of the Butterfly, they could finally cook, finally bring out that Loki and earn that MVP. Well earned and deserved. Hellos to the skies. Adam pushing forward on Magneto. Again, big presence, big power. Captain America's diving on both teams. Got to see it from Donald, got to see it from Lumi. That's the good presence. Doubles after doubles. Teams were feeling confident. I feel like not a lot of majority big 6v6 team fights happen. A lot of singular fights, catching people on the sidelines, catching people out of position. That's how the Psylocke thrive, you know, when you see those strategists on the sidelines, not getting protected by their vanguards. Get in there, start dancing. Step one, step twice, the butterfly flies free, and you get your doubles, you get your triples, and that's exactly how it is. And the Hellas especially can pick people off on the sidelines. No frontline vanguards there to protect them. No Emmas. If there's not many Magnetos, no Strange Shields, no Groot Walls. That's the issue with Dive, you know? It lets certain duelist picks just farm freely. Hela, Psylocke, great examples of that.
Exactly, yes, Psylocke being able to do quite a lot of picks, and Hela being able to get that long range, try and get as many picks from the backline as possible. If you move the backline, the players just fall and crumble without their strategists. But we do have, of course, an entire best of 5 series for you guys to watch and enjoy. And to do that, we do have to go to a short break to prepare the next game for you guys. So we'll see you guys soon after this break.
Won't be long.
마지막 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 장점을 쳐봐 너도 믿어 내일까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달렸어 그 세계면 너도 믿어 내일까지 세계면 오랜 시간 간직해온 열망 까만 밤의 빛처럼 빛나 네 눈앞에 바로 어떤 하나 제발 딱 봐도 superstar 딱 보면 모든 날널 지킬 나란 걸더 지켜볼수록 점점 빠져들어 카리스마 넘쳐 흘러 oh yeah 겁나는 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와 시작해야 let's go 아무도 흘러난 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸는 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야 좀 더 기다려 I'll be there 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜 가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 소리 높여 노래를 불러 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 장점을 쳐봐 너도 믿어 내일까지 아름다운 꿈을 밝혀봐 우리에게 달렸어 그 세계면 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 면 꿈꿔는 너와 나 그래들의 승리와 명예
We are back here with day one of the playoff stage, and we have seen the giants of Group B, the Vicious, being taken down a notch, losing the first map to Kanga, who was the second seed of Group A, which, what was the nickname for Group A, Liger?
Ooh, the group of misery. Honestly, I got goosebumps watching these teams going at it because this is an exciting rematch, as we said earlier. It was so down to the wire. It could have been either team's game. I love it. It's a good one. It's good fun. Honestly, Ricey, this is a good one. You know, we made predictions. We did make predictions, but you know,
Yeah.
Kango, they're in the lead right now.
Not predictions yet.
Yep. But, you know, Vicious did lose a map, which does mean Ground Zero probably chilling, knowing they are officially the front runners of this bracket right now, having no maps dropped in Rivars Ignite OCE. So, yeah, it feels good to be number one for them, but they're about to find out who's number two, climbing the mountain, coming straight for them very soon.
No, exactly. It is feeling like this matchup is so exciting to me. Being able to see this rematch from essentially the Invitationals, and also seeing a team that, the Vicious, that was undefeated during the entire group stage. They did not lose a single map, not just a match, not just a series. They did not lose a single game. And now, Kanga, who did unfortunately lose a game and a series in a Group A, looking a little bit shaky, come back, come swinging, come out strong, taking this first map out of the Vicious's win streak's hands. And so yeah, now the Vicious have lost that win streak, and Kanga have this winner's momentum coming through. And momentum is a big thing in esports, in competitive games. You want that momentum. If you are winning, it feels good and you can just keep going.
Momentum, speed, opportunities, all you need to get the dub certified for yourselves in tournament play in esports, especially in Rivals Ignite. We've seen it definitely in the past be a factor, especially in the group stage. Teams that were winning, they just kept on winning. Teams that were struggling, they didn't get through to the playoffs here this week. So now we're here with the best of the best. We got the 4 best teams. We already found out from our first matchup today who's going to be moving forward into the next stage, which is going to be, of course, the upper bracket finals. That's going to be Ground Zero Gaming there. However, it's not over for Bethany. They're in the lower bracket for now. They're about to find out who they're versing, because it's either going to be Kanga Esports or Vicious now. The Vicious now are here to prove they still got it. They still want to be up there with Ground Zero in the conversation as the top 2. You know, who's quarterback 1, who's quarterback 2, who's here to hyper carry it. But we're going to find out very soon, Ricey. What about these map picks? What are we going to go to?
Well, with Kenga winning the first map on domination, it does mean that the Vicious will be choosing our next map. We are going to a convergence, and they have locked in the whole of... I don't want to butcher the name. Thank you so much.
The whole of Dialia, which is also part of the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. It's going to be a good one going into a convergence. This is good. We've always seen Convoy commonly as our second pick majority of the OCE MRI matches. Nice to get to convergence, change up the pace a bit, utilize some different strategies, which also means we can get some compositions that require you to sit on the Convoy. Would be very exciting to see, but also we know this map has multiple angles, different strategies, breakable terrain, especially map modifiers when, of course, the curse comes through and that fire pillar just blasts anyone standing still. No hellers on the high ground with your invisible woman shields protecting you. Nah, you got to keep on the move, keep on the ball, get ready for any angle that they could take. We're going to find out very soon who's also attacking, starting us off. It's going to be exciting to see going into this matchup.
It will be exciting to see as we are about to head into, of course, the whole of T'Challa. Did I say it right this time?
I think the J is a Y, so it's Dialia, maybe.
Dialia. Okay. So
chat, look it up for us. Correct us if we're wrong.
We do have Kenga, who have won the first map on Krakoa, and now the Vicious, who have chosen this map, want to, of course, take their win back and bring this to an even standing. Looking at the picks and bans, both Emma Frosts have been banned out for both teams.
Oh, Emma locked down and out of here. Loki also locked out of here very, very confidently. The Vicious aren't going to be able to access that Loki, but both teams will have the Master of Magnetism, Magneto themselves, locked in. We know where that's going to go, but the question is, are Kanga even going to play Magneto? They haven't done it very often, and the Lokis are out of here, which means no Skittles Loki this matchup, which was the MVP last round. Another one rolling through. What are we thinking, Ricey? Who's going to be that next band coming in from Kanga?
Kenga, well, the Vicious, Kenga is currently hovering Human Torch, and I can see why they were hovering that. The Vicious did try and want to do that flying meta earlier when they rolled out on the first point of Krakoa, so they kind of revealed their hand a little bit, that they wanted to play Human Torch, and so that ban makes a lot of sense. The Vicious also banning out Mantis here. I'm not surprised about that too, because I believe Mantis is one of the favorites of Kenga Esports. Luna being protected by Kenga Esports, and now the Vicious with their final ban and protect.
No final protect on the Luna. Goodness knows we can. Oh, we're gonna be dancing, right? See, this one's gonna be fun. We're gonna be dancing with the stars on this one. Looks like they're gonna shut down. Okay, there it is. Cloak and Dagger out of here. No options for Kanga to play the eternal bond between Cloak and Dagger. Ultron protect, perhaps coming from the Vicious. Are we taking to the skies? Oh, bit of a hover back to Mantis. Are we locking it in? That was interesting to see. You know what? Flyer composition between these two teams would be interesting to see who's got the matchup. But it looks like, yeah, Mantis is protected. Hold on. Mantis protected. Do we get a Black Widow?
Wait,
that would be exciting.
Maybe. Well, it depends. Considering the Vicious haven't actually banned any Ultron or any Human Torch, they may be considering, playing Black Widow to try and take down the Flyers. Ultron does get banned out, though, by Kenga Esports, and so the Vicious are not able to play any flying comp. No Ultron or Human Torch. They could still play Storm if they want to, but it would be a little bit lonely up in the skies without... Okay, I take it back.
Listen, I saw a Black Panther there for a moment. I heard Black Panther cooked in America earlier today, but I've yet to see the BP specialist from the OCE region rising through the MRI today. Atlas was hovering, but we know Atlas is here to play strategist. We know Atlas is going to go on the Rocket Raccoon, set up the armor packs, get the team nice and powered up, nice and boosted, ready to go into this. Revs is going to go on that confident, reliable, always there for you, hella. Texi is going to bring out the good pick on this map, especially. I cannot wait to see how this turns out. Then we're going to see so many factors. Ricey, this is what we wanted. Chronix' Human Torch is back in play. This is going to be fun.
That is true. Yeah, Chronix is back on Human Torch. I also love to see Daxu potentially here on the Bucky as well. I think that's going to be exciting to see if they are able to capture any of the members of the Vicious and bring them in closer to their team. and, you know, expose them to the human torch that is flying up above. But remember, Revsy on the Vicious is in the game. So Chronix, who is in the sky, has to be a little bit wary of Revsy, of course. Rib on the Psylocke does mean Skittles and Furikake have to be careful about the dives, but the TP coming through from Lumi.
There it is, Portal in the back line from the Vicious right now, turning the high ground to their advantage, forcing Kanga to be on the back foot and not in a good position because it is not a fun time being on the back foot, knowing if you take a step back, you're going to fall down to the low ground. Actually on the Bucky, representing the Thunderbolt skin, looking good, feeling sharp, going for shots, cleaning them out. Big pressure right there. Again, already the pillars are flaming up. The map is against them right now. The map is another factor to fight right here. Daxu, oh, Rib, sorry, gets the big pick on Skittles there. Right there, facing another Ironwood wall, shredding it down. That's the play right there. There it is. They're capping it slowly. They're on the back foot. Who's attacking? Who's defending? They flip positions, right? See, what are they doing?
They definitely have flip positions, but it's all in the favor of the Vicious, with Revsy, Lumi taking out all the members of Kanga Esports who are actually heading towards the Vicious' spawn. And out comes a portal from Skittles, who changes their mind. They will not take... Well, attempt at that point one more time. They will be switching it back to, of course, Invisible Woman, and the Vicious have the point, and they have the convoy, and they're pushing it around through these streets.
Ooh, I love Convergence. This is so exciting. We thought that was all there is to it, but there's more aspect to this map. You know, we've capped the point. Now it's time to hit to Convoy. Now it's time to push something. Now it's time to strategize differently. We're going to see Nagamoto dropping in from the squad right there. Lumi hits the Nagamoto. The Sorceress of Free gives an opening right there. But it doesn't matter because Daxu turns the favor, starts up the Kraken impact, doesn't get the reset. Not enough power right there behind it. Wait a minute, hold on. Still could potentially get it. Not enough power going through. Luna's there to keep him sustained. Daxu can keep pushing. The fate of both worlds is going off. Another show has kicked off. Both Furikake and Alice are dancing with the stars. Going crazy. They're going to put him on the back foot for now. Daxu right there side by side with the Magneto, with the Texie on the thing. Let me get excited. I love seeing some thing gameplay. Beta Grimm's out here, but a big Magneto charges up. Ricey, is it gonna land?
Oh,
and it does on Chronix.
It lands. It lands on Chronix, and now out comes the invisible boundary from Skittles to try and keep the team alive of Kanga Esports. Rib, who was dancing as a butterfly, has to escape, has to respect the boundary which was served for them, but it doesn't matter because Rib serves onto Skittles, Daxu foes as well, and now the meteor from Donald. LeBronald hits onto Atlas. Rib gets taken out too. It is going back and forth between these two teams of Kanga Esports and the Vicious. Both of them taking each other out one by one. Revsy getting a little bit low. Will be taken out by Donald in the backline. Lumi gets taken out too. And finally, Kanga Esports have control of the convoy, of the vehicle, and are pushing the Vicious back into their spawn.
Oh, back into their spawn. That is exactly where you want to put your enemy right there. Put them back away. Tell them it's not your day. It's our time to shine. It's our time to burn up. Chronic's feeling confident right now. They're doing it up in the sky. Furikake ready with the fate of both worlds once again. Hella will be there soon to follow. A big clobbering time was there to enable them to shut them down. Big stuns going out. Gonna put Vicious on the back foot. But wait a minute. Captain America Lumi getting in position, trying to catch a flank out. Maybe gonna be going directly for this Luna. Trying to pop that out early. Revsy on the high ground. Daxu trying to get picks. Oh, clean shot. Oh, but he's caught out by Rib. It was a bait and switch right there. Taking out one each. Both teams are now 5v5. Texie is on the thing. Haymaker after haymaker after haymaker. They just keep pushing through directly onto the strategist. Big slam going down and knocking them all up, forcing the fate of both worlds out. That is a well-timed position right there. Red Texie gets the Lumi pick right there. That's a big KO. Haymaker after haymaker. They're landing. The ult's farming. It's about to be a clobbering time. But Adam's there to start it up and prepare another meteor.
Adam is there, as he mentioned, with the meteor, but doesn't want to use it just yet. That was a lot of damage being dealt with, but the fate of both worlds from both strategists were able to keep both teams alive. And now Supernova from Chronix goes into the backline of the Vicious, trying to do as much damage, but Rib is in their backline. Daxu gets taken out. Now respecting the thing, respecting Texie does go into safety, but is that going to be enough? That pick is a massive pick, and now going on to both supports, but it is not alone. Rib is not alone with Lumi there as well. dangerously low. Somehow Kenga's strategists are able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Now Donald's meteor goes wide, so it goes down onto Rib, getting one pick, and it's massive for them. And Ribsy, as the goddess of death, both the goddesses of death, Daxu as well as in the sky, raining a lot of damage. Is this going to be enough? Another ultimate. Now it's a strategist ultimate from Asher to keep everyone alive.
Keeping them alive, staying alive is the way you want to be right there. There's Atlas taking out Daxter. Donald falls as well. That's the momentum the Vicious need. They're pushing Texie into a corner, but he's clobbering and holding it down, but he's frozen, done and dusted out, but the sustain is there, keeping the thing alive, but it's not enough. Rib gets the pick. They're pushing it. 3 meters left. Do they get it? Dax, Rib, what does it say? Triple flash KO from the Psylocke. That is Rib. Cleaning house. 2 minutes 30 on the clock, and they gotta take it home as they push into the 3rd section of the Jalia. Woo! Oh, that was too good, Ricey. Such a well-timed, executed Psylocke combo right there. It was just like a flash and they were gone.
This map is such a beautiful map, but not only is it beautiful, it is exciting. There is so much action happening. Fight after fight after fight, but the Vicious finally were able to cap that checkpoint over this map, and now they are going to keep pushing. They are nearly halfway through this section. And out comes the showtime from Atlas, trying to keep everyone alive. Neferukuka follows suit, and it's going to be a big fight from both of these two teams, trying to take any pick. Whoever gets the first pick is going to be absolutely insane. But Revsy's Goddess of Death gets absolutely cancelled and taken out of the sky, not able to find any picks as they focus them immediately. Now Rib with the Dance of the Butterfly tries to do the best, but now out comes the Invincible Bounty from Skittles to cancel the ultimate. It is a back and forth between these two teams, Liger. But Revsy takes out three members. Atlas will be unfortunately sacrificed from the Vicious, but it is a win for the Vicious.
Ooh, triple KO from Revsy. Feeling vicious, living up to their name, living up to the squad. The Panther payload, the convoy, I should say, is moving, prowling along. Love to see it right there. 1 minute left for them. A couple more team fights to victory. Arcane are gonna hold it. They've got the Magneto. LeBron's ready to line it up. Let's get into the dance right now as we start it up, and there it goes off. Skittles is ready for the boundary soon, very enough. There it is, Texie with the clobbering time, ready for the next fight. There he goes right now, knock it up one, goes straight for Asher, and the clean out from Daxu. Getting the triple flash KO once again into a quadra KO for Daxu on Psylocke. Do we see the Penta chasing down that final pick? Will it be enough? Adam gets taken down by Donald, getting a double KO themselves, cleaning house. That's the power you want from Kanga right there, forcing Vicious into a desperate final fight to push this to the end. Let's see if they can pull it off.
True, it is final fight territory with only 24 seconds left on the clock. The Vicious have to try and touch as soon as they can. Rumi on the Doctor Strange with the portal available. They are going from the back. They're going from their spawn. They are flipping the sides around and potentially trying to flip this script. They are wanting to try and take this point and get it all the way to the end. They want this convoy to reach where it needs to go. Now Rib with the Dance of the Butterfly available may potentially look for a flake to try and get one, to get any pick, and out it goes. Dancing on the backline, but Furukaka is lying in wait, being able to pop the dance of both wells. Skittle has Invincible Boundary available very soon, but Asher is the one that uses the Eternal Bond with both the Cloak and Dagger, but Rib is the one that gets taken out. It is overtime fight, and it's going to go crazy.
Woo! Dancing up a storm that the Lunas were, but Adam's there to absolutely dunk on him. Sealers is taken out. Fury can't get taken out by Revs right there. And then an overtime ticks up. The hell is directly above the point. This is not in favor for them right now. Revs is farming a double KO in the sky. They're going to keep pushing. Do Kanga have it to take Skittle switches to the Doctor Strange? Will the portal be there in time? We're about to find out as it is ticking into overtime. 3, 2, 1 meters. Point 11. It's not enough. They still pushed it.
What? That was insane! I don't know what happened with that portal as well. It looks like a Star-Lord was trying to get through it, but there was body blocked. They were body blocked by the Doctor Strange. What a final fight. What an overtime fight there from the Vicious, who are able to make it right to the end, coordinating with their team to try and make sure that portal is not successful. Now Kanga have to try and do the same. They have to try and get to the end, and the Vicious are now on defense.
Ooh, honestly, my goodness. Wow. That was a crazy final fight. I really thought that portal could have made it. I believe it may have clipped into the convoy itself. and Starlord just didn't have the height to be able to push through and get on to contest. I feel like a good push maybe, potentially, came through from the Invisible Woman. Could have definitely decided that. But nonetheless, they're going to push it. And now it's on to Kanga, perhaps. Can they also push all the way? And do we go into overtime? Or are the Vicious going to hold it here and get a map under their belt?
That is a good question. Can the Vicious stop them from getting to the end? Or it would be exciting to see this map go more further. See I guess a rematch in the attack and defending side, and with of course lower time. But the Vicious were held quite strongly, I believe, on this first point. They weren't able to cap it very quickly. Kanga Esports were able to hold them quite well, but out comes a portal from Donald to try and get them onto point a bit faster, maybe from a different angle, which I believe the Vicious did as well. So, wait.
A portal right in between the teams, splitting them up, allowing them to clean Ramsey and Asher so fast you couldn't even sustain it. Donald gets a pick on Lumi right there. That's another Vanguard taken down. That's going to be a clean fight for Kanga right there. Just going to get these last scraps, these last picks from the Vicious. Hold on a second. Hold on. Still beating a little bit of pain there. Bit of a maelstrom of madness from Donald there to clean out Atlas. Capturing 1/3, going towards the second third. The Vicious do have the Lumi portal. Are they going to try and contest this? Question is, are they gonna, or are they gonna set up for the second defense? It looks like someone might go for that final contest. We already see Rib on the point on the side, like trying to stall it out. It's gonna be enough for them to set up the Hella onto the point. Will it be the pressure they need right there? Are they gonna take it, Ricey, as we go into Revsy gets a pick, but it doesn't matter as Kanga do capture this and start into the convoy phase.
Yeah, that is true. They are on the convoy phase now. A big pick from Revsy, but it doesn't matter too much. So the Vicious are now able to set up here on the convoy to try and stop them from pushing forward a little bit. Texi getting a little bit of damage, has to go back to safety, but unfortunately does not. Atlas knocking them out, taking them back into their spawn. This is a very dangerous position, of course, for the Vicious to be holding, with the spawn times from Kanga Esports being a lot better for them. But if they keep taking these picks like they are right now, they will be able to hold them at this point.
Now, historically, a very good situation right now for Kanga, knowing that they got that spawn reset on their favor. They're going to see another... Ooh, well, hold on a second. Dance of this... Oh! Just when he thought Hella got out of there, Revsy was capped by Daxter right there. Donald's pushing forward. Maelstrom of Madness is ready. Agamotto coming out from Lumi right there. Stunning him out of here. That's another one for Lumi. Daxter's taken down. Akea follows suit. There it is. The burning pressure from the Human Torch is going to be met with the sustain from the boundary from Skittles right there. There it is right now. Agamotto on the side of Donald right now. Into the Maelstrom. Clapping out Asher. Goes for a double. Chronix is in the sky. Burning him up. Lumi's taken down. That's the fire you want. That's the tornado you want. Double KO from Chronix in the sky with the tornadoes from Johnny Storm. You love to see it. Turning up a good combo between the Human Torch and Doctor Strange there. That was beautifully executed to get them moving forward.
Absolutely beautifully executed by Kanga Esports, using a lot of their ultimates to try and push them forward, but they are finally moving. So now they only have the Dance of the Butterflies available to them. The Vicious have two ultimates, one of them being the Meteor, the other one being the Goddess of Death, and out comes both of them from the Vicious. But it is being blocked by the Strange Shield, and the Goddess of Hell is being taken down. Adam not able to secure any picks with the Meteor either. Does mean the Vicious are not able to take control of the point just yet. And now Daxu from the heavens, from the high ground, takes down Adam. And Atlas falls too. That's one Vanguard, one strategist that they have been able to take advantage of. Now Skittles with the invisible boundary able to keep more of Kanga Esports alive and well. And now comes more picks, more knockouts onto the Vicious. Kanga Esports are still pushing.
Ooh, I would not want to be Lumi there. I absolutely got clobbered, pushed and battered by the squad right there. Absolute rough time for the Doctor Strange right there. Gonna need some time to regroup with the squad. Looks like the clobbering is about to kick up again, but Chronix is there, burning them up. Adam's getting pushed back. Adam's getting taken down. That's the one right there. The Seraphim Shield from Doctor Strange is just gonna block a little bit of that damage, giving them a bit of an opening. Donald's there in the front lines. Agamotto is pushed out of the way. Lumi unluckily shut down by Skittles on the Invisible Woman, denying Agamotto with the psychic push that is the Invisible Woman. I'd love to see it. Ribs in the fog right now, trying to get an angle. Goes for the flash into the butterfly dance. Will it be enough of a value? The sustain is kicking off. Will it be enough to get the pushing power? Agamotto sent to the skies again. Does it clap down and stun anyone? A couple are picked off. But the fate of the both worlds are kicking off right now as nobody's going to get taken down because we are dancing up a storm.
We are dancing up a storm, and there are still so many more strategies ults for both teams to be cycling through. But Texi, on the thing, will be taken out by Revsy first as the Vicious are going forward to try and keep pushing and doing more damage. And now for Rikake's turn to dance with the fate of both worlds in their hands, making Kenga Esports push forward. But it doesn't matter as Revsy takes down Donald, takes down Furikake. The Vicious are back in control with 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. Kenga Esports still have plenty of time, though, to keep pushing.
Ooh, plenty of time, plenty of time. 3 minutes in their favor. We see Adam with the massive Meteor. I keep calling it Magneto. At this point, I might just stick with it. Agamotto goes off, starting off from Lumi right there. Rib gets the pick on Texi. The thing is taken down, and the rubble is crumbling. But Rib's going to be dead in the front line, potentially with a butterfly dance. It's going to start up in the next fight. But instead, it's actually going to be Daxu with the dance in the skies and the butterflies. And that's the way it is with a double KO. But it's caught up by Lumi with the maelstrom of madness right there. Chronix goes once, so it's twice. There's burning up a storm, pushing Adam back into a corner. Rib's going to hit the flank right there. Clobbering time goes out. Doesn't manage to shut down anybody. Rib gets a pick on Chronix in the sky. Chronix was flying too close to the sun right there, as the Human Torch technically could do literally, but not in this case because Rib was there to shut it down.
Yeah, Rib doing absolute work on Chronix, which you don't stereotypically see, as Rib, is grounded and does not have much range, but they are able to climb, of course, and get a lot of height. But look at the ultimates for the Vicious. That's 5 available, and out comes a few of the Ivogamotto being used by Donald. Does stun only Adam, but the Rib with the dodge takes down Chronix once again. Atlas also with the fate of both worlds to keep the team alive, and Skittles using the invisible boundary does make a bit of a stairwell, and now for Rikake puts on a show.
Ooh, dancing again. Ooh, we're going crazy, but Lumi's ready to land. The Agamotto waiting, of course, again. This time does not want to make the same mistake. Wants to make sure Skittles push is not available. Agamotto goes out and it connects, actually taking out one. Revsy gets the pick on Skittles right there. That is insane value. The fire tornadoes are going through. The prisons are set up. That is the pyro power you want. Ribs in the backline again, zoning him out. The 1v1 with the Psylocke in the room that you never even see. The room is done. Rib picks up Dexter right there. Revsy's there to take out Donald. That's the slash and dash, and clean flash from Kanga is getting peeked out and pushed back into spawn. The vicious Rib on the Psylocke, and Revsy's Hela is just 1-for-1, going bang for bang, winning their matchups right now. Well executed, and expertise on the heroes they're playing. It is beautiful to see a masterclass like this.
Absolutely beautiful indeed. Like, it's absolutely wonderful to see Rib and Revsy, but the dance of the butterflies in the hands of Daxter is in the backline. 1, 2, 3. Oh, taken out. Triple knockout for Daxu. And now Rib trying to do magic of their own on, of course, Psylocke is getting shot down by Chronix, and Kenga Esports are finally able to move the convoy a little bit further. 36 seconds remaining for Kenga Esports. Vicious able to take down so much time, but this is, of course, the final section of this map. Kenga Esports wants to end with a bit of time, but the Vicious don't want them to end at all. And now a final fight about to start.
Here it goes. Adam with the Magneto Meteor M ready to go. Daxu again. 1v1ing Rib on the sidelines. The Psylocke 1v1. It goes in favor of Daxu this time around. Switching the script. 10 seconds left. Will there be enough time to push it all the way to the finish? The Vicious are holding it down. We're going to see some ultimates connecting very soon. The dance has begun. And there's a Daxu going for one on the Lumi right there. The invisible boundaries are set up right now. But Hela's in the skies doing the damage. Getting shut down. Being pushed out. There it is right now. As we see it. The Agamotto connects once. The Meteor's flying in the sky. Will it take down anybody as the power is going forward? And then we see Donald tracing down the Psylocke on the sidelines. The Eternal Bond is going down. So much sustain being poured into by both teams. Overtime is ticking down. Ricey, nobody's falling down because the strategist ults are sustaining them.
But now the strategist ults have all disappeared, and Lumi with the Ivogamotto helps to try and get picked. The Vicious, the defenders are stopping the cart right here as Skittles gets chased down. Now Furikake gets chased down, and overtime may still be ticking on because of the portal. They're able to stagger onto the point, but the Vicious reign supreme. They are stopping the convoy right here and taking map 2.
Ooh, map 2 in the favor of the Vicious. We are in a competitive bout Love to see it, love to witness it. 1-1, one map for each team. Whole of the Jalia in going favor of the Vicious. They claim Wakanda for them. The Empire is theirs, as of course Krakoa went in favor of Kanga Esports. Lumi, the Sorcerer Supreme, is back again, reminding everybody who is the master of the mystic arts right here. Strong Agamottos, consistently. I feel like there was maybe like 6-7 Agamottos there towards the end. So consistent. You can look at the stats. 56k damage blocked from Donald, but just when you think that's a lot, 71 from Texi, 69k from Adam. These Vanguards were blocking so much damage, which means who was dishing that damage? That's going to go to Chronix and Daxter and Rib and Revzy. All of them, such amazing duelists, stand out. So much damage being poured out into the squads. But again, just when you think the damage is high, so are the healing numbers. Look at the crazy numbers. 42k above for each of them. 50k, 2 60ks, one of them nearly at 70k. Furikake with the SVP on Lunar Snow. So well deserved, so well earned. You can't beat him.
Just at a glance at all these stats, at the knockouts and everything, they are very similar across both teams. Of course, with the Vicious winning that final fight and winning the entire map, they do have slight advantages with those knockouts, but these two teams are very, very closely matched. And we can see it. We saw it in that first round of domination where they went 2-1 on that first map. And now in this one where they basically got to the end in overtime. It came down to overtime fights for both teams. And now they're 1-1 in the entire series. This is a best of 5, and my goodness, we are going to be here for a good time.
Oh, a good time, and hopefully a long time, because again, we would love to see. I would love to see a 3-2. I would love to see it go down to the absolute length, the absolute wire, because that gives us a good show, good matchup. Donald again hitting the dunk on Rib there. You love seeing a Magneto doing what they do best, but Revzy's hella so consistent. Triple KO, so consistent. Going for him, I believe even earlier we saw some quads. It was good stuff. Skittles, the sustain from Skittles comes out every single fight. Daxter always there in the flanking backline, ready to combo alongside the Vanguard. When Texi sets up the clobbering time, you know that Daxter's going to be there to dance like a butterfly should. And push forward and get him done and dusted. And then, of course, Hella's in the skies. Revzy probably so consistent with it. What a beautiful position for Hella right there. You can't even be attacked in that spot. It is so hard. You got to look directly up to the sky to take that Hella out because she's got so much natural cover, especially in that tight hallway. Then, of course, Daxu and the Psylocke 1v1s were so hilarious to watch. It was too good to be true to witness. So many amazing mirror match 1v1s between Daxu on the Psylocke and so much pressure with Riv on the Psylocke as well. What a cool matchup to see. Psylocke still doing justice here in this beautiful season 2.5 in MRI OCE. It's always a fun time watching Psylocke play.
Exactly. I'm so glad that these Psylocks are out and here to play, and they are so fun to watch. As you mentioned, I think we do have a lot of Human Torches and flying heroes out and about, but it's so good to see Psylocke coming out. We didn't get to see them much in group stage, and now we get to see them here in playoffs, but we hopefully get to see them more after this short break.
Trapping all those fighting souls, but yet across
We are back in the middle of a banger match between Kanga Esports and the Vicious, and we are now head-to-head, 1-1 each. Both of these two teams putting up a massive fight, and oh my goodness, Liger, I have no idea what's going to be happening in this map because they are just both putting on an amazing show.
Ooh, it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Yep.
Which is great. Vicious have winners momentum. However, Kanga started out very strong and definitely set the pace in that last one as well. Going forward, you know, we're going to find out new map, new game mode. Maybe we might jump back onto Convoy, change up a little bit. You know what? I would love to see, maybe we might see Midtown. Okay.
Yeah.
We might, we might go back to the Empire of the Eternal Night, Midnight. Maybe, you know, some train stations, some subways, you know, close corridors. Right now, I do feel like these teams, the flyers are not as evident compared to, you know, Ground Zero and Bethany. Majority of these teams want to play for example, Daxu wants to play the Psylocke. I've been saying Daxu instead of Psylocke because right now it's almost synonymous with the performance that we're getting from Daxu, right? We're getting so much power, close combat. The thing mains out here to play because we're getting that close combat power. But ultimately, could go either way. The map can decide your meta, your bans, your picks at the end of the day. Some maps, for example, Yggdrasil Path, a great convoy map, very popular in the OCE MRI so far. It's got good ceilings, You can play your Iron Man, your Ultron, your Torch, your Storm, Star-Lord. They're there for the taking. But going forward, these teams, I feel like the dive is their preferred, you know, strategy, especially for Kanga. But we're going to find out what is our next map of choice.
Well, you speaking of Kanga is the one that will be choosing this next map. And you mentioned they do prefer dive. You mentioned Midtown with those closed corridors. And it looks like Kanga is going to be locking in Midtown for themselves. Yeah, I can see why the corridors being able to go around the corner. And we did see, you know, the thing coming out as well from this previous map on the whole of Djalaya. And so it's I should not try and say that name again. I'm so bad at saying it. But yeah, we got to see the thing come out, and it was pretty interesting because we haven't really seen that much here in Oceania.
Oh yeah, Empire of the Eternal Night is going to be kicking off as we go into Midtown, as you said. Midtown again, very close combat. You know, tight corners. Hellas can do well. It's actually a very good Moon Knight map. I don't think we'll see the Moon Knight, but ultimately,
You and your Moon Knight.
I listen, I've got a course to stand by. But going forward, we're going to get bans and picks very soon. We're going to see what's going on. This map also especially very good Agamotto positioning, right? You can drop from the high ground to the low ground very quickly, drop a clean Agamotto. An invisible woman can sometimes push it away, but usually you can push yourself up against a wall. Good tactics, and it won't be effective, and you'll still get that big stunner on all of them. But going forward, we're here for the Rivals Ignite in the OCE region. The Vicious versus Kanga Esports is kicking off. We're going into map 3. It's 1-1 so far. It's a decided to see who's going to take back the lead. That's where we're going in.
Yeah, I mean, it's even at the moment. It is all about trying to cement themselves in this series. It's, of course, not down to the wire just yet. Both of these two teams only have 1, and they need to get 3. So, but whoever wins this will be able to get themselves onto match series point, essentially. So, of course, this kind of will be the tipping point. It will put the pressure on to the enemy team. Bans coming through. No surprise here, of course. We have Emma Frost being banned out by both teams. We've seen this happen twice now. No surprise on the 3rd time.
No surprise indeed. No Emmas. No Emmas. The White Queen, the Music Queen, not here today to play. Magneto also shut down and out. Of course, not an option. I don't even think Kanga mind, honestly. I don't think Kanga is well known for their Magneto or Emma play. They got so many other diverse Vanguard picks for them to use. But what we do see is the Vicious, obviously, going to lose Loki access, which does mean Kanga gain that Loki access, which means Skittles is going to be back on that Loki. Oh, yes. Just like in map 1.
Skittles, very good on that Loki. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love them on Invisible Woman as well. They performed quite well in the Invitationals. Remember, both of these two teams played in Oceana's Invitationals earlier this year. So we got to see them verse each other back then. And they then also have experience versing each other as well. But Skittles was not part of this team, but they are known for being a really good strategist. My words are not coming out well today, are they? So Ultron has been protected by the Vicious. We also have a ban from Captain America and Luna Snow. And well, yeah, it's very interesting. We also have a protect on Ultron. Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay.
I did say that, yes.
Fans and picks locked in. I see the thing. I'm a happy camper. Let's go. But Rib maybe hovers the Wolverine now. Oh, look, listen. As I love playing the thing, but Wolverine. Oh, I like playing with Wolverine, not against Wolverine. Maybe we could see a switch. Maybe somebody on Kanga brings out the Wolverine. But for now, Rib making a wise choice right there. Lumi hovering, different Vanguards, just trying to show the versatility. You know what I want to know? Where were the Lord icons in Ignite? I would love to see some Lord icons, just for the fun of it. I love seeing Lord icons in the ranked queues. It's really fun to see, somebody flex. Has anyone met anybody, Ricey, have you met someone who's flexed like more than 10 Lord icons just for the sake of it in your games? It's so funny.
No, I haven't actually seen all Lord icons in one game yet, to be honest, but that would be really funny.
Honestly, it's beautiful. I've only got 3. I've only got 3 for now. Hopefully we're going to go for a 4th.
Yep.
But for now, what we know is that we're going into this beautiful map. Midtown, New York. Everybody knows all the action in Marvel comics and movies happens in New York, and it's going to happen still consistently here in Marvel Rivals Ignite as we're going back downtown to the subway. Get your ticket, punch it in. We're going to the Baxter building to start it off as we're going forward with the Fantastica.
Yeah, the Fantastica with Herbie. Love Herbie. He's very adorable. But of course, the Vicious might not be considering that he's very adorable right now because they want to stop Herbie. And the Drag's products gets taken out by Adam in the first meeting between these two teams on this map. But of course, Kanga Esports are still able to push the convoy a little bit around this corner here. They do have spawn advantage, and Chronix is just going to come back out once again pretty early. We do see a Storm and a Punisher. I love this variety coming through. Punisher being able to take down Rib, who is on Iron Man. We haven't seen Iron Man in a little bit, but I love to see the Iron Man.
Iron Man! Sorry, I had to get excited. I finally want to see Iron Man. Finally! Let's go! The man of iron himself is here. Jarvis, load up the parameters. We finally see the Iron Man and Ultron team up here today in Marvel Rivals Ignite in OCE. Look at the Unibeam going on Chronix, shredding them up the Storm. You love seeing it. I have to get excited because it's finally on my screen. I've been waiting for 2 weeks to see some Iron Man. Ooh.
Wait, 2 weeks?
This is a good time. I've been waiting since the day the game came out.
Okay.
Maximum boss for Skittles into a self-destruct. I love it.
Yeah, both Skittles and Rib have been taken out, but Furikaka now with the Eternal Bond and trying to keep the team alive. Now Adam gets taken out from the Vicious. The defenders are being pushed back pretty succinctly by Kanga Esports, but Atlas with a last-ditch effort, putting on a show with the fate of both worlds, able to stop for quite a long time. We'll be able to give themselves a little bit more time. 2 minutes on the clock for Kanga Esports to push just round this corner. They got plenty of time and plenty of ultimates.
Now listen, as strong as the Stark Protocol team up is, Daxu's Punisher is still gonna shut down a lot of that flying power, especially with Skittles there to give him sustain. Chronix with the Bucky as well, but that impact is ready to go. That's started up as we see the Mantis going for now. Then we see Bucky taken to the skies. The Daxu's shredding him up, pushing him forward. There, Gamoto drops down from the sky. Rib's taken out by the Punisher. That's one from the Executioner. Goes for a second right now. Is gonna push forward as we see the shields are lining it up. Then there's another one going forward from Daxu pushing forward, and there gets another shotgun bomb taken out. Adam, that's a double KO. Goes for the third. That's a triple KO for Daxu. Feeling confident, gonna go for that fourth. That's a quadra KO for Daxu on the Punisher. Frank Castle, where you at? Daxu gets one. That's a penta KO for Daxu on the Punisher.
Daxu putting up a massive show for us, getting 5. I mean, nearly got 6. I must say, I think Texi somehow managed to steal that one from them because in my eyes, that looked very much like a Hexa KO. Daxu looking so strong, Punisher looking absolutely amazing, and as a reward, Kanga Esports are now pushing the convoy round this corner. Ultimate-wise, Kanga Esports are also at an advantage compared to the Vicious, who have 0, absolutely nothing on the board for this next fight. Kanga Esports, knowing that they have this advantage, Skittles does use the ultimate, and I believe it is going to be the Eternal Bond being used by Skittles, giving them a lot of room, a lot of sustain, and a lot of pushing up to be able to keep going, and Daxu taking advantages will take down Adam.
That is beautiful to see. Pushing forward, down into the subways we go. Get your tickets punched. As I said before, Dax is ready to ride the train to victory. Furikake there with the Eternal Bond very soon. Clobbering time could go off as well. The Vicious are going to have to answer this right now, trying to go for a flank, trying to get picks, trying to turn their heads for now, buy as much time as they can for their team to regroup. But the double judge executioner as both punishes meet in the middle. The shields are going out. We're going to see a Seraphim shield from Strange try to block that damage, but Daxu shreds out Revsy in favor for this Frank Castle today. That's a double KO again for Daxu. The POV is just menacing right now. Chronix gets a pick on Rick. The bonds are there. The Eternity is locked in from the Cloak and Daggers. That's Asher and Furikake giving both teams sustain. Texi's pushing forward, getting the punch, getting the haymaker. Double KO from Chronix right there. And it looks like Kanga Esports are going to get this second one without contestation, going into the third and final section of this map. It's going to be a tough one. 3 minutes 30. Are Vicious going to be able to finally hold this and stop their momentum, or are Kanga going straight to the buildings?
Well, Kanga look pretty strong right now, have a lot of momentum in them from this convoy being moved, and Daxu. Oh my, we just cannot get past this Daxu. We have to talk about how well they're performing on this Punisher. We just basically are watching his cam only, but Rip tries to get one and gets shut down by the one and only Daxu again. Now Daxu is blinded, of course, so we get to see a blinded point of view for a little bit, but the damage, the positioning, absolutely amazing. But Skittles now being able to use the ultimate as well to try and keep the, just using the ultimate. Adam has Meteor available for themselves, and that is the only ultimate available for the Vicious right now if they want to try and stall at this final section with 2 minutes 41 left. For Furikake on Kanga Esports takes down Lumi, does not want to give all the eliminations to Daxu, but Kanga Esports are still pushing forward, and Adam has to fall back.
Falling back for now is the right move. Regrouping is also going to be evident right now, as you of course know. Kanga right now, one push to victory. Magneto Meteor goes and flies. It doesn't connect with anyone. Rough go for Adam right there. Daxu picks off Adam. Daxu takes off Lumi. That's a double KO on the double Vanguard presence right there. And we're going to see the Lunar Snow dancing it up again. There it is right there. Furikake again. The pick on Revsy in the backline. The advantageous Cloak and Dagger doing work. The runes from Loki are there to sustain. They're going to feel healthy. Skittles knows how to keep their team alive. Knows how to put the pressure. Rib hits the dance of the butterfly. Will it be enough to start up a fight? But it's just not enough. Alice gets picked up. Chronix gets one. That's another one by Daxu with the shotgun. That's another one pushing Adam now into the back corner. That's a double KO for Daxu right there. Are we going to see another triple? There it is. Lock it in. Ribs down a dustin. Potentially the quad could be there. Revsy gets Texi on the line, and the hell takes to the skies, but we're slowing down time because they cap it. Kanga with a minute 42 left. Push it all the way. And now it's time for Vicious's turn.
It is Vicious's turn here. They will be attacking and Kanga will be defending, but my goodness, it looks like it's going to be a difficult one for Vicious. Kanga able to get quite a lot of time in their bank. 1 minute, 2 minutes, about there, and it's going to be quite a journey for the Vicious to get there as well. Now, the Vicious being on a tag, we can sort of look at what they are picking. No, we can't. We have to look at Kangas, what they are picking, because we may be seeing a Penny and a Rocket combo potentially on defense. They walked out of spawn. They walked out. They've locked it in.
Hold on.
They're doing it.
Are we calculating that we might be seeing a Rocket Network team up finally? Are we finally going to set up the armored nests, play with our corners, absolutely become menaces? Because I know I don't enjoy my comp games when there's a Rocket team up on the enemy team. I'll tell you that. It is a rough team up to take down, but maybe Vicious have the answer. Let's see. Chronix on the Doctor Strange there with, of course, the Seraphim shields holding around corners. Texi as well. Going to be able to box them in, push them with those Iron Thorn walls, set them up, get them done and dusted. We're doing it. Lock it in. We're actually doing this Rocket Network team up. They're actually playing to hold this corner. Fantastic. Life cannot turn that corner as long as they stand there.
Lumi also playing Squirrel Girl as well. We have not seen Squirrel Girl at all. I'm not sure if we're going to be switching when they respawn, of course. But Lumi is playing Squirrel Girl is going to be fascinating. Maybe this is to try and counter all the nests and everything and all the spider annoying little bombs that are everywhere, but Daxu able to respawn Texi. So while Texi gets taken out pretty early, it gets negated immediately. The Vicious are able to push the convoy a little bit around the corner, but yeah, Kanga with all those nets are able to hold this ground pretty strongly. The ultimates are already online and they're being used. Out comes the Punisher, going hard, and so is Luby's Squirrels, raining so much damage on the map.
Team wipe, honestly, what did you expect? Everybody boxed in with a judge, jury, and executioner. Frank Castle, has anyone seen the show? What do you think you're gonna do when you're boxed in with a Punisher? What do you think's gonna happen? They're gonna get shredded, but they're gonna portal in now to start up the recontestation on this point. Still running the same composition. Maybe this is the corner where they can actually hold it down and stop Vicious's momentum, as we see Vicious, yep, taking the back step and for now. Gonna regroup for now. Eternal Bond setting up and starting up the fight. That's the one that's gonna just sustain him a little bit more. And that is the way it is. But Rib on the Storm. The Hurricane has already charged up. The question is, where is it about to land as it goes directly into Kanga Esports right now? Ooh, it's just not enough because the mines, the armored spider nests are just too much pressure even for a Storm to push through while hurricaning. Are you kidding me? What?
Absolute insane coming up from Groot. Now takes the ulting on the point and getting it dangerously low, but it doesn't matter because they get healed up, but nobody gets taken out from that Groot ultimate. As now out comes the support, the strategist ultimate as Atlas is dancing on point, but Donald gets immediately taken out by Revsy, who is going hard. It is the Punisher's moment to shine. Revsy now taking the spotlight from Daxu.
What a penta from Ramsey! What? Punisher going crazy! That is exciting to see. The Punishers are out here today, right? See, they're going crazy.
Yeah.
They're feeling confident. They're shredding. Where have they been today? I love seeing some Punisher action. It is exciting to see. It's probably a sad day. There's no more Iron Man, but that's okay because Frank Castle's here. We're seeing the storm going up. Eternal Bond sets it up. Omega Hurricane's ready to go. Asher's on the back foot. Gonna give their team some sustain. Gonna give the attack boost to Revsy right now. That's probably why Revsy's cooking. The Mantis poker from Asher. There it is. Hurricane lines it up into the back line and crashes down like thunder onto the back line. That's another one taken out. That's Rib. That's Rib's double KO feeling. It's massive with Adam and Revsy getting the last picks on skills and Corey. That's a team wipe on Kanga. The Vicious finally bringing the thunder.
Definitely bringing the thunder for themselves onto Kanga Esports. Rib on the Storm doing a lot of work. Luby, I'm so fascinated. I love seeing Squirrel Girl come out, but interestingly, Kanga Esports have decided that they only wanted to run the team up. Okay, Daxu taken out immediately. And they wanted to run the team up only on that first part, and so they had switched off of both Penny and Rocket. Now, Chronix taking out Lumi in return. Interested to see whether Lumi also switches here. Maybe they want to switch and get something a bit different, but the thing, Texi going hard, has their ultimate nearly available through Kake. Eternal Bonds putting everything onto the ground to keep the team alive, but Revsy does not care at all. 1, 2, 3 Skittles bowls as well. Rip gets taken out in the meantime, but the damage has been done. The Vicious are pushing forward, but Chronix has something to say to the Vicious. One, going for a penta, and wanting more. Is this how Hexa coming through? As Adam gets pulled back into Chronix's hands. Shield is up, but is this going to be enough? Somehow Adam miraculously survives. A penta KO for Chronix.
Oh, Adam there to deny it, refusing to go down and give Chronix the montage moment. That is exciting to see. You know, even on the back foot, they still have a position to hold. But you know what's about to go down again. We hear it, we see it. The Storm is already in the fight again. And we're seeing the detective of Haymakers out here, Texi, ready to go. Will we see a clobbering time? The Eternal Bond is going out from Skittles. That's going to be the advantage they need to get him sustained. There's a clobbering time on the outside from Lumi.
Big!
Haymaker gets it. 1, 2, 3. Ramsey Lumi shut down with a triple KO from the thing. Big man Grim out here. Texi. That is an insane fight from Kanga right there, shutting down the Vicious push.
Absolute massive clobbering time from Texi. And now, with that, they are losing time. Vicious are only at 1 minute, 20 seconds left. But out comes the dance of the butterflies from Daxi, but not able to find anyone as Asher is there to sustain and protect the team. And look at the damage from the Vicious. They are back. They deny everything that Kanga Esports put out to them. The Vicious are pushing the cart with 1 minute left.
Oh, 1 minute left. But the fate of both worlds is in Atlas's hands right now. ready to go and dance into the next fight. Give him that push, give him that second gate opened up for them. Texi's pushing forward right now, gets caught out by Lumi. Haymaker's flying, Portal was there to stall. Maybe it was a part of the plan. Revsy hits the shotgun on Skittles, hits it again, going once, going twice, but the Eternal Bond is there to keep him sustained. Well timed by Furikake, but it's just too much damage coming from Revsy. The Fate of Both Worlds is there to keep him sustained, even through that power, even through the defense that could have come from the Eternal Bond. It's just gonna be not enough to fight through Vicious's absolute damage output from Mantis boosting Revsy right now. It is just so much power with that Mantis pocket. That is exactly what you want right there. You find your damage dealer, you find out how you enable them, and you bring out the Mantis. We thought it was going to be a Widow earlier. We made that prediction. It was actually always going to be the Punisher all along.
Yeah, no, Punisher is going absolutely insane. Both of them, but Daxter now switching over to Hela, changing things up a little bit, but Revsy does have that Punisher ultimate available, and Kanga Esports have definitely got to be scared as Revsy rushes forward, taking out Chronic, going for a second. Donald gets taken out. Now Skittles does not survive either. It is a slaughter. It is a vicious, vicious fight for Revsy.
Whoa, spicy. Here we go. Turn that final corner down Main Street. Is it going to be enough? Ribs ready with the Mega Hurricane. A clobbering time can definitely happen. We'll see a Magneto Meteor as well from Adam. That might be able to deny a lot of damage that could potentially come from Chronix. Texi already clobbering as well. Donald's going to be ready with the Agamotto. The ultimates are ready. Skittles is there to copy who they need to copy to certify themselves this win. It's clobbering time. Starting up already from Lumi right there. Stuns 1, 2, 3, 4. Will it be enough? Not there because Skittles is going to land those runes now to sustain them. A Mega Hurricane potentially going out as well, as we see some defensive abilities getting shot out right now. Ricey, what are we thinking? Are they gonna push it out with the Agamotto into a Punisher? Oh, that's 1, 2, 3. Donald stuns 2. That's Chronic stealing the damage and getting a double KO themselves. Dexter cleaning house. That's a team wipe for Kanga. Only 30 seconds left. Can the Vicious make it in time?
They're going to probably have to switch now to, of course, Doctor Strange if they want to portal in and make it in time. But the turret from Chronix has been set up. They're going to have to try and walk over. They did not switch to Doctor Strange. 10 seconds left. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And out comes the Omega Hurricane from River. We'll be able to touch in time. And so many ultimates. Of course, the judgment is coming from Revsy. The meteor from Adam. It is good. Onto Chronix. Good for 1. Good for 2. Looking for more. And now Hela, Daxu, Goddess of Death, gets taken out by Revsy. And Vicious are still in control of the point. They're able to flip it and bring the corner by a little bit around the corner. But it is overtime. King Esports ended with 1 minute 42. But if they end here, we are going to another round.
Woo! Oh my days, we're going to another round. Those haymakers at the end there, getting the strategists. How exciting was that? Ricey, they pushed it. They pushed it into overtime. We didn't, like you said, we didn't see the portal, right? But they still managed to make it with the Omega Hurricane, because as we know, Omega Hurricane allows you to just blink forward, just go straight directly onto point. So instead of a portal, that was a pretty good choice from them to use that there. Tactically, gave them the extra time, held the corners. Magneto, of course, from Adam, enabled them, pushed past, gave those extra picks they needed, shut down some strategists. Ultimately, whoo, what a play.
Absolutely. That was really well played by the Vicious, by Rib. But they're going to have to be extremely careful because they do not have the same amount of time as Kanga Esports have. It's 1 minute versus 2 minutes 42. It's got to be a very tough fight for the Vicious, with Kanga having well over a double of their time.
Definitely. Now, of course, it's going to be time is, as you said, in favor for Kanga. Now, going into this, do we think that Penny Rocket was a reliable strategy? Did it give them the stalling power they needed? I feel like once Lumi had that scroll goal, it kind of nullified it. You know, as you said, it just, you know, the extra bit of power, the triple duelist strategy at that point in time actually kind of did chip away at the Rocket network. It really was a good strat there. The question is, you know, are they going to run it again? Do they know if they're running it again? We know Donald and Texi are going to run Strange and Thing on defense here. Bit of a tough one. But, you know, Ribs there on the storm. Angles are in favor for Revsy right now. Just going to gun him down, but Daxu is on the high ground to start up this next fight. Looks like they're going to let them get past first corner for now, and they're going to kind of hold on the back foot on the high ground, try and buy some time, because they only got 46 seconds, which means overtime will happen very soon.
That is true. Overtime will happen very soon. So Kanga Esports definitely want to try and play for that and try and get them off the point when that happens. Going to most likely saving any ultimates they managed to build up in this 30 seconds, but it's not looking good for either teams. No one is yet above that 50% mark. and half the time has been achieved already with 20 seconds left. The fight is about to go underway, but Donald is getting quite aggressive, able to take down Lumi. That's one Vanguard disappearing from the fight, and now the Vicious have to try and regroup very quickly with only 5 seconds left. They don't want to lose a single person, but Ramsey takes down Daxu. This is the pick they need. They have that advantage. They have the ultimates available, and now comes the judgment from Ramsey, going in as hard as they can, but Furikaka is lying in wait with the sustain from their eternal bonds, and Texi punching, pushing forward, getting many members of the Vicious, heading them back into spawn. Atlas trying to put on one last show, sustaining the team, sustaining this point, sustaining this overtime as best as they can. But now the goddess is here.
There it is, the absolute hurricane, shredding them all. Chronix cleaning it up. Atlas Revsy go taking down. A bit of a shock burst right there. Going once, overtime ticking down and out in favor of Kanga on this defense. Bit of a rough push for the Vicious there. Kanga have 2 minutes 40 and they only have a short corner to turn. This is looking in their favor, but you know, harder games have been won. The Vicious right now need to plan an absolute stalwart strategy right now. Absolutely, you're going to see the Rocket. We might see the Penny. You're going to definitely see the Punisher again. That has just been a consistent factor in this map. So much damage. There's no high corners to try and hide away. Everything's kind of boxed in an alleyway, in a street. You know, that's how it is in New York. And yeah, we're going to see Eternal Bonds again be valuable. Both Cloak and Daggers locked in. We already have... What I love about Midtown, right, see, is that I feel like there's like a unique meta specifically for this map. I think that's why the pro players always vote for this map whenever we get to Convoy. Constantly picked, especially in group stage. It's going to bring out like a lot of unique picks, a lot of desired team ups, you know. One thing I will notice, of course, we haven't seen today the Ice Arrow. We haven't seen the Hawkeye Luna team up, which is very evidently very strong team up and usually very helpful on this map because you can predict where people are standing. So questionable to see if we might see that in a future matchup. But for now, we're running with what we got. Looks like Texi's going to stay on that thing, very confident with it. But Lumi's going to switch things up and bring out Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America is potentially coming out. But on defense, yeah, no, they look like they've definitely locked it in. But we also are still having the Squirrel Girl on Chronix. Never mind, they are switching it up. They saw what the Vicious is running and have decided they won't be running something that they need the Squirrel Girl for. Having Storm once again, Daxu on the Punisher.
On the punishing power indeed right there as we see Chronix pushing the corner. Remember, they need to only push it a bare few meters. The Vicious, you need to stand on that point right there. Good. Adam drops down for now. Looks like it's going to be a tough one to hold. Lumi's going to be there for the eternal store that a Captain America can do. Rib's going to be there pushing forward. That's how it is right there. Rib's going to be consistently on the Lokis in the backline, farming the clones. Already 33% to ult. Oh, catching her back with a clean KO. Pushing forward, shots for a Shadow Flash dash. And there it is. Revsy is now on lock and locking out Texi. That's the rocks going down. That's another pushing power there. Lumi's going to go straight for Skittles right now. Gets the punch. 1-2. Revsy picks Chronix. Donald taken down by Adam. And 2 minutes, sorry, have now gone down to 140. Vicious hold their first offense.
That was a bit scary. I was holding my breath there with only a few meters to go. Kenka Esports nearly took this map. But yeah, Vicious able to get that fight and now take down Chronix, giving themselves a little bit more breathing room, a little bit more time. And yeah, the Vicious are in control of the convoy still. But look at the ultimates available for both teams. It could get down to business here with Chronix though taking down Rib. The Vicious are losing a vital defending member. And remember, the sport is so far away. Kenka Esports getting 2 more. Double KO for Chronix. Now Hella, Resi in the sky, gets taken down immediately. The Goddess of Death is not able to rain damage. And now Daxu with the Punisher going 1-2. Going for a third. They are pushing 3 meters left. They're doing the absolute best as stall as they can, but Kenka Esports takes this map.
3, 2.
Ooh, they take this map in a glorious punishing fashion, putting them on show, reminding the Vicious that they're still here in the game, and it's now 2 maps in favor of Kanga. This could be potentially the last map next, and Ricey, your prediction is interesting. Because I believe you did call it 3-1, but you called it in favor of the Vicious?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh,
I'm about to eat my words once again. We had this conversation, well, during the invitationals, I predicted that Platinum Star would win against Kenga Esports. And Platinum Star has rebranded into the Vision. So we are having a rematch essentially between the two winners, the first and second place from the Invitationals. And once again, I'm about to eat my words. Kenga Esports has it out for me and also for the Vicious, taking this 2-1 so far in this best of 5.
2-1 so far. Look at the damage output. Oh, look, Skittles is like, I love watching Skittles gameplay because Skittles is the Loki that we love to witness. We love to see the action coming forward from Skittles. Now, big sustaining power, big absolute healing juices coming from the Loki. The runes are just so good, so much sustain. We saw it every time that they enabled themselves onto a fight. There was so much pushing power, there was so much presence that could come from a Skittles. Ultimately, just enough to get them over the line, get themselves their second map win. Kang is feeling confident right now.
Yeah.
All they got to do is take this next map. Whether we go to, Domination, Convoy, Convergence, we're going to find out very soon what the final map for Kanga to win will be. However, it's not over yet for the Vicious. The Vicious now have a chance to bring it back and get themselves 2 wins in a row. That's what they need to take it over and go forward. Now, look at this amazing replay right here. Daxu, as we know, going shredded on the Punisher. And then, of course, Revsy is doing the damage too. That is exciting to see. The big power. Chronix does land a massive penta here, I believe. Double goes out. And then there was another triple chasing down Atlas. We love a Kraken impact, Ricey. It's one of the most glorious things to cast. It's so fun. And Taxi with the thing. I had to go off for this. I love seeing a triple from the thing. It's rare to see an MRI, but it's a welcome sight at the end of the day. And of course, Revsy back again. Big shred, big power, big pain coming forward. And then, of course, Donald, just again, so consistent with the Agamottos. When you least expect it, it's there, it's dropping in. And Chronix with the contestion from the Omega Hurricane, taking out that backline, giving them the extra chance to keep it going. Love it.
Exactly.
Absolutely love it.
The extra chance to keep going. They tried their absolute best to stay alive, but it is going to be, of course, Kenga Esports to take this second map. And the Vicious are now on the back foot. They are 1 map from being taken down into the lower brackets. They're not going to be out of the tournament. It is, of course, a double elimination bracket, but there is more to come, Liger.
Definitely. We'll be back very soon.
쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해 어딜가든지 극복해 힘은 너에게 있는 걸 손을 높여 노래를 불러 생각던 그 윈동 지고 최선을 다해 자신을 쫓아 한동이 떠 내일까지 아름다운 꿈을 밟아봐 우리에게 날려서 그 세계면 눈이 부신 모든 순간들 지켜내야 해 내게 주어지는 면 꿈꿔는 너와 나 그리들의 승리와 명예
We are back with the fourth map now in this best of 5 series. It is going down to the wire here with now Kenga Esports being on match point. They are one map above the Vicious, going 2-1 at the moment. They only need one more map to win it all. But the Vicious, being the losers of the previous map, get to choose this next one. So they have a slight advantage and could bring us to a reverse sweep.
Oh, don't say those words. I love a good reverse sweep. I do. However, storyline wise, beautiful. And we love stories out here. We're Marvel fans. Now, reverse sweep, I know, is very enticing. However, it's a very uphill battle for the Vicious right now. Kanga, as we predicted, you know, we thought Vicious might take this series, but I also said Kanga have secrets. And if they finally bring out these secrets, they'll take it forward and they're gonna go straight to versus ground zero tomorrow. But the Vicious,
Another
you know,
rematch.
Another rematch. Ooh, it's rematch central out here. But it's a strong one looking so far for Kanga. They're feeling confident, got winners momentum, but the Vicious still have been bar for bar with them today. Maybe dropping a couple maps here, but they did win one map earlier, and they could potentially win this next map, and then it goes into a final map, decide a fifth map of the night. I don't know about all of you at home, but I would love a fifth map. I love a good series, a full series best of 5, just to make it that more dramatic.
I mean, it's only 5 p.m. here in Australia, in East Coast Australia at the very least. So we got plenty of time to go. We could take in, you know, to go to the whole way, go the whole 5 maps, and it'll be ending, you know, about time for dinner. It's absolutely perfect. Just a bit of entertainment before dinner. I think it's perfect if we go to a 5th map.
Oh, yes. Now, going forward. Let's assess what's been the standout so far. We've been seeing mainly a lot of cooking coming from the Punishers, especially that last round. But I would say, eye on the prize, that Skittles Loki. That on Kanga has been cooking under the ground. And you don't even see it until the end screen MVP. And we look at the stats, we're like, oh yeah, damn right. Every time we call him the Eternal Bond, we thought it was the C&D, but it was Loki. It was Skittles dropping the Eternal Bond so often that I thought, wait, what? I even got confused. At one point, one team had a cloak and dagger, the other didn't, and I saw 2 cloak and daggers. I was like, oh damn, it's going off. That's the power of a well executed and well perfected, mastered Loki specialist that is Skittles. So it's exciting to see that. But on the other side, Revsy's Hella, representing the Vicious, is living up to the name. Actually vicious, actually cooking, and I really want to see that pop off. Maybe do we see the Mantis pocket on that side this time around? But talk to me, Ricey. What is map 4 looking like?
So we are in now map 4 here between Kanga and Vicious. And with Hell's Heavens being the one that the Vicious decides to go for, it's going to be interesting. We are back on a domination map. So there's no attack and defense. There is attack, but there's no defense. And essentially, it's all about the fight, all about taking control of the points, and it's going to be a really exciting one.
Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Now, going forward, as we roll into this map selection, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Oh, okay. For those who don't know, Hydra Charter Space. All right, a little bit of lore drop. Why not? Let's talk about a bit of lore. Why not? We're having fun out here. It's a decommissioned shield base. Hydra took it over. What I also love about NetEase is that they've installed little bits of, you know, some fan little things here and there, some little secret Easter eggs. There is a character in this map secretly hidden away called Hive. Now, Hive, woo, you thought Venom was vicious. Hive could be that next big bad Vanguard in the game. Don't know if it's happening. That's just my theory. We'll leave it there. But for now, you know, we're going to load up and get into this final matchup. Sorry, this next matchup between Marvel Rivals Ignites, Oceania. 2 of the best out there between Kanga and the Vicious. This could potentially be the final map of the night if the 6 things on the Vicious take it. Sorry, I've got the giggles when I see 6 things. It's a good time. But let's start off real talk. Emma Frost is gone, right? See, on both teams. Not happening again.
Yeah, Emma Frost has been taken out and, well, banned, essentially. Magneto going to be saved by the Vicious. Loki is also going to be a ban from Kenga Esports. They do respect the Loki pick completely, and they're going to protect Loki for themselves. You love Loki Skittles? Well, we're going to be getting Loki Skittles once again, Liger.
Ooh, okay. Love to see it. Big lockdown on the Loki. No Loki for the Vicious right there. Magneto has also been banned out for Kang. I don't think that's going to affect him too much. It does suck. No LeBron for this match, but that's okay. Ultron's going to be banned out again, so Vicious can't bring out the Ultron. Again, the Iron Man, you know, the Stark Protocol team up, there was something special there. I feel like maybe they could have cooked, but when there are these Punishers in this lobby, when the Punishers are both teams evident, prevalent, and doing the work, it's going to be hard to bring up those guys into the skies. The Metal Men, unfortunately, cannot prosper here, but what can prosper is the Sorcerer Supreme, as we're going to see Kanga protect that. Feeling confident that we're going to see that from Donald, not playing Magneto, going to bring out the Doctor Strange. On the other side, they're not going to have the Punisher, not going to have the C&D, Magneto as well, already locked out. Let's see what the final protect for the Vicious will be. What are we thinking?
They're not really thinking anything at the moment. They're just contemplating, but they wanted the Lunar Snow. They don't want Kenga Esports to ban... Oh, they want the Doctor Strange. I think that's pretty fair. We do like to see the Doctor Strange. I think it's also really important for portals at the end to try and get onto that point last second, and we might be getting a few overtime fights. We're getting a lot of overtime fights so far between these two teams, so no surprise as well with the Doctor Strange.
No way. There it is right there. The Strangers are protected. Magneto.
You're doing
I
it again.
I just want the meteor so bad now. The Magneto is locked in for Adam. Adam's Magneto is absolutely stellar. The magnetism master themselves going for it. We're going to see Asher on the Mantis again. Very good. But change it up. Hold on. Record scratch the beat. Is that Rib on Star-Lord? Are we about to get fancy with a bit of a Guardians team up? Is Adam available? Could we potentially get the Guardian Revival team up? That'd be exciting.
Well, you mentioned that, you know, Kenga Esports has been cooking up a lot of different strategies, and so we haven't really seen a Adam and Star-Lord combination yet. Maybe that's what they've been practicing secretly in scrims. So not entirely sure what they're going to be bringing out because, as you mentioned, we have no idea what they've been cooking in secret.
No idea indeed. Now, looking at this, Ricey, there it is. Adam Warlock is being hovered by Revsy. Think we're going to get it?
Well, we'll have to see it when the countdown finishes. We do see the Adam still being hovered as well as the Star-Lord. We are, in fact, getting... And also portals, potentially from both teams. We see Donald at the moment doing the first portal. Not sure what's going on with Luby. It looks like that portal in two. Oh, this is so funny. It's absolutely hilarious, but the Vicious do get that portal off first.
Ooh, I believe there was a little strategy from Donald there to hit the counter portal. The good news is, mission's not unlocked. They can take their time finding the right angle to approach. And there it is, directly onto the high ground. Donald pushing forward, getting Revsy. Adam Waller caught out and done, not able to move fast enough. That is the issue with Adam. A lot of power, a lot of play, but not enough movement to get out of position. There it is, Texi getting Asher. Revsy gets the res on themselves, bring the cocoon back. Hold on a second, Adam going for that duelist mentality right there, pushing them back. Not going to be enough though. Going to regroup for now. Get back behind their team. Getting chased by the Rib in the backline. Phase shifted. Daxu on the Starlord as well. Shredding Revsy. Alice goes down. Donald gets a pick. Texi follows suit. Asher Lumi down and Daxu taking up Adam in return. It looks like it's going to be in favor for Kanga right now as they're cleaning house. Rib and Adam go down and Kanga captures.
Kanga does capture, and I want to point something out amazing here. Like a look at the lineups. The only difference between these two is, of course, the Thing versus Magneto. So it is really the question of, is the Thing a better Vanguard here than Magneto? Will they be able to hold the point and hold these corners better? Well, we're to find out, as a lot of health is being lost by the team, by Texi, but they are able to keep up, they're able to sustain themselves and get back into safety on the point. The Vicious are here and ready to rumble with Rib having their ultimate available. They're about to go crazy, and here it goes. They're going to try and get into the backline, but of course Furukawa has their healing ultimate available for themselves. Skittles also has one available too, and wants to probably pop it once Furukawa has run out, but Ivar going to be used by Lumi to try and get stuns multiple of the members. And it's gonna go hard though for Kenga instead, because Lumi's ultimate was not able to connect on too many, but undefeatable, they claim, as Asher tries to stay alive, keep the team alive. But Dax gets revived by Chronix with that passive, and the fight just keeps going.
Keeps going indeed, but so does that percentage in favor of Kanga. 60%, climbing to 70%. Vicious are there to contest. Do have some ultimates in their favor, and we're gonna see the Galactic Legendary Starlord going for a Daxa getting 1-2. That's another the Atlas and Asher down. Revsy gets the race, bring it back. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's big.
The squad is back because of the Guardian Revival. What a massive resurrection by like Adam Warlock. Revsy brings him back in the fight. Just when you think Dax's ultimate was gonna get the value, but a big Agamotto cleans house. Fury comes back as well with the self-res. That team up is so damn useful right there. Lumi gets the stun on Chronix right there. We're gonna see Donald hit the Eldritch Whip chasing down Lumi. The sustain is there from the Lunar Snows. We're going legendary once again in the sky with Rib this time on the starter, but another Agamotto cleans out. It's stunned now. Lumi doesn't get the Agamotto off. Shut down by the pressure from Adam. Chronix gets the pick on Adam right there. KO is certified. There it is right now as we see Rib
Overtime.
and it is like overtime ticking down 99%. Ricey, are they gonna take it back?
They're doing their absolute best, but it's going to be hard as Kenga Esports are holding the ground. The ultimates are out, and now overtime is starting to tick down. The Vicious cannot touch in time. The revive from onto Rib, is that going to be enough? It is not enough. Overtime ticks away, and Kenga get this first round in this potential last map.
Ooh, frozen airfield for the Kanga squad right there. Going into Super Soldier Factory. A bit of a rough start there for the Vicious. The team up, you know, it had potential. It definitely had potential. I feel like Guardian Revival could have been effective, but maybe Kanga. I don't know if you noticed as well. There was a moment in fight where we got that POV of the entire squad of Kanga holding W at the same time. All of them. They saw the Luna ult and they all dove in. They left point. They went into the corridor, which is exactly what you want because Tex is there with the slams, starting up that drive, going forward with the haymakers, boxing them in, and then you could just hit haymaker after haymaker, farming your ult, hit the clobbering time. Doesn't matter what's going on. When you box them in and you box them up, that's how I think values themselves. So if you're playing as a team, work with your Ben Grimm. Be fantastic. Support him like that. And that's what Kanga's doing right there. Donald as well. Just absolute hero of the team in that moment. Shutting down what could have been Lumi's massive Agamotto on the squad right there. But look again, here comes the portal dance. This time there's only one Strange though.
Yeah, only one Strange. Lumi switching over now to Captain America. But I think I can get esports. Ooh, it's going to be big. Yeah, Adam is the one that gets taken out. They were trying to separate the team once again, and it is a big portal. Are they? Yeah, they kind of trapped a little bit there with that portal. They can't really get through.
Yeah, it was an effective portal, bit of, you know, magic mishaps, you know. There's a lot of tactics there that you could do, but it looks like Adam actually took that portal back to spawn to switch to Doctor Strange to bring a portal back. Maybe that was all part of the plan. Adam Warlock going forward. Oh, big damage coming out, taking out Rib. That is the power he wants. Adam Warlock, very well known for taking out flyers, very consistent. Lumi's taken down by Adam as well. Chronix is cooking on the Warlock. That's the way you want it. Another triple KO out of nowhere from Adam Warlock. That's the way it is. Sexy feeling confident, pushing forward. Kanga has claimed the point. And what was such a strange start up to the fight, but effective nonetheless, and they get some percentage going.
Yeah, Chronix is known for playing duelists quite a lot, and I mean, you can see that aim, that damage being dealt with as an Adam Warlock is absolutely massive. Kanga Esports able to take this point and building up over 20% now. Clobbering time being used, but it gets frozen out, denied. 50% though on the ultimate, that we'll be able to get it back pretty soon. And now Donald trying to do their best to try and get the point for themselves and get Vicious away from the point. Atlas now popping out the fate of both worlds to keep everyone alive for Fury Counter as well. And they're going to push forward. There are more support, there are more strategist ultimates available, and they are now being used to keep everyone alive for longer. But it is, of course, Kanga Esports pushing forward, pushing the Vicious back into their squad.
Back into the spawn, there you go. Agamotto ready to go. The Maelstrom of Madness is at full charge as well for Donald, but there's no reason to use it. They're on the back foot. Save it up for the next fight. Feel confident in knowing that you got 60% on the board. You've got 3 ultimates ready. Vicious only have 5 at the moment. It's in their value, but the 3 that Kanga have, you got the Agamotto, you got the Karmic Revival, Dax can take to the skies, hit that absolute legendary, start it up and become the Guardian of the Galaxy once again. The question is, how are the Vicious going to take this fight and get some percentage for themselves?
Ooh. Legendary coming up from Daxo to try and get any pick, anything, especially onto Rib. Rib somehow surviving with the help of the strategist, of course, but Reb's also getting dangerously. Lumi popping the let's go button, the W button, going into the backline of Kanga Esports, trying to do something to this strategist. Donald getting stunned, getting dangerously low, getting separated a little bit, but the strategist from Kanga Esports are able to keep them alive, but not much longer as Rib finally gets them taken out. Now the tornadoes, the fiery tornadoes going absolutely insane in the hands of Rib, but the revive from Chronix keeps the game in motion, keeps Kanga Esports on the board, and overtime has been triggered. The Vicious are trying to flip things over to their favor, but they seem unable to. This could be it. This could be the final fight for Vicious.
The final fight starts up with a Rev Z going into the skies on Hella, bringing the domination. Adam picking up Skittles. The overtime sticking down. Vicious do have the potential to cap it back right now, bringing themselves back in the game, bringing the fight back to Kanga. They feel confident. They're going good. 10% for them on the board for now. It's still anyone's match. Kanga do know they have to win one more round here to take this, but the Vicious are now back in the game. Got some momentum. Know that going forward, Kanga has no ultimates. They used everything they could to hold it so they could get 100%, but they didn't get it. Vicious are actually closer. Fate of both worlds ready to go, but a portal to contest. Kanga's already in the fight right there. There he goes right now as the Loki rooms are set up and they're shut down. Then we're going to see Rip in the sky. Burning up, going for the Animal Lock first. No one, it's the survivalist threat. The massive Karmic Revival could do so much again for them. We're going to see Luna keep dancing. Revsy's going to push Texi back. That portal's going to time out. Looks like Kanga are going to stay back in their spawn and regroup for the next fight.
You mentioned this is the last point, the last round that Kanga Esports want to win to be able to take this entire match, to take the entire series. I want to up you one more. There is only one more fight for Kanga to win, to take this entire series. And now that they have ultimates coming online, there are so many of them. There are potentially 6 ultimates coming online for this next fight. It's going to be a massive one between the Vicious and Kanga Esports. The Vicious had to use a bit of their ultimates earlier, so now they have to try and build them up for themselves. But wait, Skittles used one of the ultimates in that fight, and now only 5 are in the hands of Kanga Esports.
5 in favor. I think Kanga are going to take this quick loss for now. They got Donald ready potentially with a portal. I don't think they actually have the portal up. We're going to find out. 80% for the Vicious right now. This is it. The final fight. If Kanga take this, as he said, they're going to tomorrow. They're going to rematch Ground Zero Gaming. That's what they want. Check your watches. Is it finally going to be clobbering time for Texi? Are we going to see an Agamotto? 90% for the Vicious right now. Agamotto's ready on both sides. Who's going to start it up as we see Daxu going forward? Texi goes forward. Do we see the clobbering time? Line it up in the
it's big!
That's a big start.
It's massive!
Daxu gets 1, 2. Asher and Alice, it's massive. Donald gets Lumi. And there it is with 1 chasing them down. Daxi got for the hell. Overtime sticking down and now. Kanga cap it back. Overtime ticks down. The Vicious can't make it. 3, 2, 1 and you're done. And there it is. Kanga Esports capture Hell's Haven, and they're gonna go to face Ground Zero Gaming tomorrow in the upper bracket finals.
They are indeed. It's going to be a rematch between these 2 Australian olds, between Ground Zero and Kanga Esports. They had this match earlier in the group stage where Ground Zero walked away with a massive win, but now Kanga Esports put on a show today against the Vicious, winning 3-1. Absolute amazing performance coming out. Kanga Esports looking phenomenally strong, but of course the Vicious looked extremely strong too. They put on a show in every single one of these rounds, bringing most games down to overtime, down to the wire.
I am a happy camper because I get to witness a Thing MVP in Marvel Rivals Ignite. That's my main, that's my hours, that's how I hit Celestial, and it is amazing to see Texi put on a masterclass like that, leading Kanga forward, directly charging into the line of fire against what could have been a vicious opportunity for them. But Rib was there, putting the power on, earns that SVP slot, earns so much power right there. Ricey, it could have been the Vicious game to take, it could have been, but now the Vicious, as we know, we thought they were the front runners alongside Ground Zero Gaming, but back to it. Kanga's here to say, Ground Zero, you think you're the top dogs? We're coming for you tomorrow. But what that also means is the Vicious are going to go right up against Bethany tomorrow as well to see who's going to climb out of the lower bracket.
Yes, indeed. The Kanga Esports, who lost to Ground Zero, who had a clean run, not dropping a single map, and the Vicious, who also had a clean run in the group stage, not dropping a single map, but now the Vicious fall to Kanga Esports. It does sort of echo what people were saying about Group A, where they were calling Group A the group of misery because it had teams like Ground Zero, because it had teams like Kanga Esports, and these teams are phenomenally strong. The Vicious also an extremely strong team, of course, taking Kanga Esports down to the wire, most maps, being able to take them to overtime. They look extremely strong as well. But in this situation, this rematch between the successor of Platinum Star and Kanga Esports from the Invitationals is once again Kanga Esports that take the victory. It's basically an echo of what happened in the Marvel Rivals Invitational to Oceania earlier this year.
Ooh, the Invitational was spicy, and so was this amazing playoff. Games today were crazy, Ricey, but all 4 teams put on a show. I've got to say, Kanga definitely gave us some excitement alongside the Vicious. Love to see it. Big plays, big power, giving us a nice competitive 3-1 series. You were right. You were right. We did get the 3-1.
We did get the
3-1, but Kanga took it. And again, I do think my predictions about how Kanga were going to come forward with a bit of a strategy today. They're going to be like, look, bring out the secret strats, bring out these things we've heard so much about. We've heard about your scrims, we've heard about your tactics, we've heard about how you approach this game in a different dynamic to other teams. It's not standard, it's something different. It's the Kanga way. Good to see. We finally got to see Kanga bring it back, get themselves another win here, and are going to go neck and neck against Ground Zero Gaming. This is a big one between these two orgs. Very excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what I am thinking as well. Tomorrow is going to be super exciting. It's going to be between, Ground Zero and Kanga Esports. 2 p.m. tomorrow. So excited. Can't wait to watch that. But then on the same day, we'll be also seeing Bethany versus the Vicious in the lower bracket later that day at 4 p.m. It's gonna be super duper exciting. And I think both of these 2 games are going to be close.
Oh, we'll love it. We'll love it. That's the best outcome. We love a close matchup.
Yeah.
We love a competitive good time. Nail-biting experience down to the wire. It's the final stand. That's the Marvel way. But going forward, we're going to have a nice, cool interview with Kanga in a little bit. It's going to be cool. We're going to chat with one of the players from Kanga. Get into the mindset. Ask those questions. I want to know why are we playing the thing out here. The thing. Not technically good in this flyer meta. But honestly, I don't think we're really dealing with a flyer meta as much as we thought, Ricey. Everybody's bringing out the grounded, Punishers, the Hellas,
Yep.
Psylocks. They're the ones cooking right now. We're not seeing much of the Storm. Actually, I take it back a little bit. Rib just got SVP on Human Torch. The Torches are cooking. I will say that. The Torches are cooking, but Ultron maybe being banned out or maybe being countered, seeing the Hela, seeing the Punisher at the moment, Ultron takes to the sky. Maybe it's a bit of a sub-meta is being built right now. And I just do want to correct myself earlier. The Ice Arrow team up is actually not up to par. So that's probably why we're not seeing it. These players, they're ahead of the curve. They're ahead of the game. They know what it needs to be played at a high level or not. And that's why we're seeing these new compositions. So Emma is being banned because she is the queen. Ricey, she does so much and she's being banned for a good reason.
Yeah, no, she is absolutely super strong and completely understand why they're being banned out. But of course, we want to find out why Kanga were playing the thing. And so with that, we are going to be doing an interview with one of the winners of Kanga Esports. Let's welcome them in and see what they have to say.
Hello.
There it
Texie!
is, Texie.
Hi.
In, Texie. Texie, I gotta ask quickly, where did the thing come from? I loved watching that gameplay.
Well, I like playing Thing, so I just like to dive.
Fair
and
enough, fair enough.
my team didn't let me play it a lot in scrims, but I just won with Thing. I'm just the Thing.
You did.
There you go.
Win. And I think, maybe you need to tell them they do need to play the thing more in scrims as well. Or maybe was this part of the strategy? They trusted your thing well in this game, and it got you guys the victory here. Would you say you weren't playing it much in scrims though because you were holding the strategy secret, or because your team just didn't let you play it?
Mainly Skittles, my support player, didn't let me play it, but I had to show him that I'm the GOAT thing, so that's pretty much it.
Represent. Now, I want to get into your mind and your teammates' minds, of course. Going into this matchup, you're going up against Vicious for the Kanga squad. Of course, it is a bit of a subtle rematch compared to your invitational matches a few months ago. I just want to know, going into this, what was the game plan, knowing you're kind of versing a team that you had to basically go against for the 100k prize pool back then?
Ground Zero. Are you talking about Ground Zero? Sorry?
No,
So
I'm
Platinum
talking
Star,
about the team.
Yeah.
Sorry,
The team
I'll
we
say,
just lost.
Platinum Star. Yes,
Platinum Star,
sorry,
yeah.
just to correct myself. The Vicious have rebranded from Platinum Star. That's the team that you versed, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot the name. But
It's alright.
no, we weren't worried at all to verse them. We knew we were going to beat them, so that's just about it. Sorry.
Well,
I'm
you
just
definitely
confident.
did look very confident in the games today, and yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal to watch you take that victory once again against that team in this rematch from the Invitationals, essentially here now in Ignite, and you looked phenomenal during it. You mentioned Ground Zero.
Thank you.
You're gonna have a rematch with him again tomorrow. And how do you feel about that? Do you think it's going to end up with the same result? You probably shouldn't say that, but how do you think you're going to change things without giving away any spoilers, of course, coming into the rematch with Ground Zero?
I can't give away too much. The Skittles will hunt me down. So. But we're very confident this time, and we've got new plans and new strategies. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see tomorrow.
All right. Well, no strategies. Let's do it the way we do it in OCE. Give me a bit of banter. What are your final words to Ground Zero before you face off tomorrow night?
Ban thing.
Okay, I like it. Definitely. They should consider banning Thing, because you looked absolutely phenomenal on the thing there, Texi. Congratulations on the win. Thank you so much for your time as well. I hope you have a good night tonight and prepare yourself for tomorrow.
You too. Thank you.
Best of luck. Absolute
I love
legendary. Oh, Kanga. They know how to talk up a storm. I love it. They got that confidence. A bit of umph. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to explain that in a verbal word. Just umph. I'll go with that for now.
Yeah, Texi looking very confident, and I love that he got to play the thing. He loves playing the thing, and it's not very meta pick at the moment. So the fact that they were able to bring out the thing and do extremely well, it speaks to how confident Texi is and how well attuned to the thing he is.
Oh yeah, and look, honestly, speaking of confidence, Daxu on the Star-Lord. I feel like we were waiting to finally see the Star-Lord come out to play. We got to witness it. Donald was cooking on, we're used to Donald, LeBronald on the Magneto. Magneto was banned out so much, and we finally got to see the Sorcerer Supreme side of Donald do a bit of cooking, as well as, speaking of cooking, Rib burning up a storm. So many standout players. Adam was doing work, Dax was doing work, Revsy, Lumi, Alice, Asha. So many amazing strategists out here. Furikake, Chronix, so many people, and we saw Texi themselves. So much cooking. All 12 players in this matchup. A massive show to end our night, especially earlier with Ground Zero Gaming and Bethany. Like, what a night, honestly, Ricey. What a pleasure casting this amazing night. Amazing matches, all 4 teams involved.
Absolutely, it's been an amazing night indeed. The first match between Ground Zero and Bethany went the way of Ground Zero, who has cemented themselves as being currently completely undefeatable. Whether or not Kanga Esports can come back from losing to them in the group stage to come back and take that away from them, to take themselves and bring themselves back into this rivalry that they've got between them. So this is today's matchup, 3-0 between Ground Zero and Bethany. And now we just had a banger, close match between Kanga and the Vicious. But Kanga, just that much stronger, being able to bring out multiple different metas and perform strongly in them.
Or a rematch between the top dogs in the group of misery is happening tomorrow. Let's have a look at our knockout stage stats. Of course, as you said, 3-0 GZ to Bethany. The Vicious 1-3 against Kanga. Kanga taking the dub, which means tomorrow Ground Zero Gaming are going to be facing off against Kanga in the upper bracket finals, but in the lower bracket finals to find out who's going to get eliminated and who's going to have their fighting chance is going to be between Bethany and the Vicious. One final chance to make it to the big leagues.
These two games will be a best of 5 between them in the upper bracket finals and the lower bracket semi-finals. And then it's going to be an absolute banger. I'm so glad we get to see best of 5s here after seeing only best of 3s during the group stage. A little longer, a little more chance for more strategies to come out and the picks, protects, and bans to change and get used to each other's teams and play styles. But also, I'm also excited for the grand finals, which will be a best of 7. So even more strategies will come out during that. But best of 5 for tomorrow. Make sure you guys are here at 3 p.m. plus 11 time zone, or 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time if you guys are East Coast of Australia. So 2 p.m. is where we start for the day tomorrow.
Oh, going to be exciting. Because Ricey, you get to cast that one alongside Matsy tomorrow. I'm going to be subbing out. I'm excited to watch you both tear up a storm goal and starting off the lower bracket, going into the semis. It's going to be cool to see such dire matchups tomorrow because you got a superstar match between Ground Zero and so much more. But tell me about these Twitch drops.
Yeah, there are Twitch drops currently in the Marvel Rivals Ignite tournament. Make sure you guys check out all the selected Twitch channels to earn these exclusive rewards. It includes a spray, nameplate, emote, and the gorgeous magic Will of Galactic costume. It has started already. You guys are getting these drops right now, and it will end on July 16th. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all of these drops.
Oh, and then 2 new skins, that's right. 2 new skins are out. Charge your might and spark up the battlefield to full ignition. Channel your eternal glory and bring the heat with Iron Fist, Binary Fist, and Moon Knight's Phoenix Knight costumes out now. Embrace the chi and rise from the ashes in style. Available June 19 at 7 p.m. PDT. It's out now, by the way. Everyone head to the store in-game now. I love these skins. I already bought them. I love them.
Yeah, they only came out like a few hours ago, you were telling me, and literally while we were getting ready for the Marvel Rival Ignite Day 1 playoffs day today, you were like, I'm gonna go buy those skins. So you bought them while we were getting ready. You were that keen and that excited. So make sure you guys check out those skins. It's gonna be absolutely amazing to see them all in game.
Well, we're here. It's the end of the show for the day. Rice, it's been a pleasure casting alongside you for the day. Absolute fun time. For those who don't know me, my name's Avatar Liger. It was a pleasure casting today, and I'll let Ricey sign us out.
Yep, it's been an absolute amazing pleasure to cast alongside you as well, Liger. And congratulations to the teams who won today, and good luck to all the teams heading towards the lower finals tomorrow as well. It's going to be a banger. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye.